How's it going?
It's going good, Sai. It's going good. Yeah.
So Par has the emu plushie on his shoulder.
Oh my! You just had to out emu like that, bro. I was hoping like 900
because you were
chapters
acting
into our
awkward. It was
discussion.
like, So I was like, well, I might as well point it out now so I can get this over with.
I was trying to,
Trying to what?
act like emu is watching me and controlling my every movement, like in the story of One Piece.
Yamato is at a gravesite. We finally got it, and it's a big stick. And Ulti and Page 1 built a snowman of the man who killed this person right in front of the grave. What do you think about this whole thing here? W?
W for somebody. I don't know if it's this guy. We still don't know his name. Oda hid the name. I don't know if we'll ever find out the name. There's some theories. But I will say, they said that his body, leaving no trace of his body, but like, what about his weapon? Everybody else has the weapon on top, and this guy just has a stick. What if this is his weapon?
No, that's my theory. I think that this person, my number one candidate right now, is that this is Silver Axe, and the stick is actually his axe.
Oh. Wait, I thought in the on stream you were saying you weren't on board for Kyou.
Oh no, I was always on board for Kyou.
Huh.
Yeah. I think this is a Kyou. And then the stick is just his axe. And then the reason why there's that bulge, despite there being no body, isn't because there's like a little tombstone there. I think it's just like because his axe.
Interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say the Kaido shrine is way nicer than his shrine, so that imagine getting mogged at your own funeral.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I think that's the reason why Ulti and Page 1 built the snowman, because maybe it's like a respect thing, like Kaido knew Kyou and they didn't exactly have bad blood. That's my guess.
Yeah, what if, because like the question mark is also like, people have brought up. So for me, when I was first reading this, like originally I was saying Jigoro, and that made a lot of sense prior to this chapter. And it's not necessarily the leaving no trace of his body behind, and yet we see Jigoro's body, because the other theories are like Kyou or Moria, for example, and their bodies are alive, and it's just a question of how did they escape Wano. Well, we know with Moria, his entire crew was killed by Kaido, and then he survived and escaped solo. So he might be like a few people were saying like Moria could make sense because he was born in the West Blue, like they said. He was wielding a katana, so maybe he was raised in Ringo or something like that. And then when he fought Kaido, that's when he ended up, leaving no trace of his body behind. Which, like, I think that one could work. It's just like Moria is an interesting insertion, like to bring it into the Yamato sphere. You know what I mean? Like, the association of Moria and Yamato isn't really like, a thing.
Not really a thing, yeah.
Other than Moria being tied to Wano, it's like an interesting choice. But Kyou is another one because he looked like he was wearing like Japanese garb. He did look like I'm not trying to be racist here, but he does look a little foreign to Wano. But he was wearing Wano-nese clothes. He does have a Japanese Kyou name, so there's that. And then so that like works with but I am curious, because then if it's Kyou, then that would mean that like this, like Kaido fought an ex-Rocks pirate. Like, so the ex-Rocks pirate came back and saw Kaido taking over and was like, no, like me. And then Kaido beat their ass. Or it could be that like because they're an ex-Rocks pirate, Kaido acted like he beat him and then like just let him go, just like, hey, yo, leave or whatever. But it's kind of interesting because like there's like a question mark in each path, I feel like.
Yeah. So my headcanon right now, if I'm going with that this is Kyou, which like I said, I'm confident in it, but I'm not like 100%, of course. Then another way I look at this too is that Kyou is also the traitor within the Rocks Pirates. That Kyou is sabotaging the group, and that he was always like a good person, kind of like X Drake. He could be like the X Drake of the past. Like he's a marine guy.
Just because he has an X on his chin?
Kind of, yeah. This guy's X's for what? Both of his glass lenses. So yeah, like maybe he's the X Drake of the past.
He has the X on his chin and his eyes, right?
I don't know about the chin. I know about the eyes though.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what he looks like.
No, he has the eyes. He has no X on the chin. X Drake is the one with the X on the chin.
Yeah.
You said that, and I was like, okay, let me go check real quick. But I'm looking at him right now. He does not have it.
No, he does have an X on his chin.
Where?
Yeah, look at his introduction. There's an X.
Oh, his intro. Okay, let me go back to the intro. I was looking at this chapter.
Last chapter. X on the chest, X on the chin, X on the glasses.
Damn, he's got a lot of X's. Let me see.
Yeah, X marks the spot, baby.
There we go. X on the chin.
Yeah,
ooh,
they even show
he does. He does.
Yeah, and they cut it off on the left side, but you could see like the scar, I guess.
Yeah,
like, right underneath his lip.
I was looking at the left side, and like every image outside of the intro is like it cuts off right here. So yeah, okay.
They're hiding his lineage. X marks the spot.
Yeah, I mean, hell, now that we have the X on the chin, I mean, I think he parallels X Drake even more, because X Drake is like the only other character with the X on the chin, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
So I do think it's Kyou. Especially if you look at his back, right? I mean, obviously, Japanese grave sticks, they look just like that too, but it could also just be Kyou's axe that's in the snow with Yamato.
Yeah, similar stick. I do find it interesting because it's kind of crazy because remember we were talking about Kyou and like the whole Yarouge thing because like he gets. Now I think about it, wait, hold on. We didn't register this, but Yarouge's power is that he gets hit with physical damage and then he gets like bigger. He gets hulked out, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines. But we don't know the parameters around it. But I just realized like if it's like he gets hit and he gets stronger proportionally to that hit, then this guy's kick is so insane because the guy like Kyou like quadruple in size. So that means the pirate who kicked him is like.
Oh yeah, no, like, we talked about it before. Everybody's talking about it. That's like a Yonko commander character that kicked him.
Ah, yeah. Damn. Yeah. I must have missed out. That's crazy. Yeah, this guy. Oh wait, look at his profile. He looks like the Don Quixote from the Tontada backstory. He has the same Don Quixote profile.
The guy from last chapter who kicked Kyou.
Yeah, look at him from the side. He looks like the Don Quixote. This guy has got some lineage in him. Look at that nose.
He does have like that Blackbeard Don Quixote nose. It's a nice nose, man. I always thought about it like if I was in like a One Piece thing, I'd want a nose like that. It's kind of cool.
What's his his tattoo is so intricate.
Who, Kyou?
There's like a no, the guy who kicked him.
Oh my
Look
God.
at his tattoo. Look.
Here, let me go back now.
It's kind of nuts. What does it say? Kiri? Something Kiri. And then it has a swirl.
To Kiri?
And then a bow. This guy's cracked.
Yeah, he has a tattoo, man.
That might have been rocks in disguise. Put a stamp on it. Put a stamp on it before someone else takes it. TM.
Yeah. Put a stamp on it, guys. We don't want people to steal this one.
Yeah, not this one. Steal the theories. Watch out.
Steal the theories gonna come in and swoop this. The guy from last chapter who kicked Kyou then got like thrown. That is actually Rox D. Xebec hiding in plain sight. That would be kind of fun. Like imagine having an island of pirates, but you're actually every pirate on that island. So yeah, besides Kyou, do you still like the Jigoro theory for this? For the gravesite?
No, the Jigoro one falls apart with the whole leaving no trace of his body behind because not because his body exists. It's because the timeline would be weird. Because Moria took his body, so that would mean that the people of Wano buried his body, and then Moria took it, so they wouldn't remember it as he died protecting the village from Kaido, leaving no trace of his body. If it was Jigoro, he would have had to have fought with Moria in order for that to make sense.
Yeah.
Because, his body was removed when Moria took it, not prior. And so it's either that, which, I'm not, as far as, hey, did Moria have allies? Maybe that could make sense. Maybe that's how Moria got to Wano. He had Jigoro, who was from Wano, or new Wano stuff.
Do you know how crazy that would be?
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or Moria. Because the other thing to acknowledge with the Moria side, I like the Moria option, is because Wano is supposed to be, the predicament that Moria found himself, right? He somehow gets to an isolated place that's one of the most difficult places to get to because of the waterfall. He gets there, and instead of doing whatever, he decides to fight Kaido. Which, yeah, sure, you want to take over Wano because you want Wano for yourself, or you hate Kaido that much, or what? Because we see plenty of examples where it's hey, yo, I don't need to fight Kaido. I'm just not going to be a threat. Or I don't need to be an ally with him. I'm just not going to fight him, right? There's nuance to the reality that Moria came to Wano and fought Kaido. And I remember Kaido was talking to Luffy. It's bro, why are you even defending this island? It's not yours. Why do you care? And Luffy's I like the samurai. Samurai are chill with me, bro. And you're starving them. I don't see Moria having that reality unless Oda gives it to him, which would be this backstory, which is that he's from the West Blue, he's raised in Ringo, so that's why he cares about it. In a similar vein of the Whitebeard pirates, the only reason why they would have came and stopped Kaido is because they were Odin's friends. If Odin called them, they would have came, but they didn't care about Wano people. They were man, that's not our problem. That's his land, So it's that is an interesting thing. Why would you threaten your livelihood as Moria to fight Kaido when Kaido is just staying on this island? Unless Moria had a reason, like an ancient weapon, or history, or he just wanted Wano, or he liked Wano. And the liked Wano is probably the most natural fitting, unless we give him the ancient weapon side. Or unless, but the thing is, at the time, Moria didn't have his power yet. He didn't have the shadow thing. Did he? Wait, did he have the shadow thing?
He had it. He had it. He had it.
Wait, hold on.
He had it, Bar.
Wait. He had it, and then, because now that I'm thinking about it, if he had it before the Kaido thing, then what's his backstory with the whole, oh, this is why I thought he got it afterwards. Or am I remembering Dr. Hogback's side?
I think you're thinking about somebody else, but he had it during his fight with Kaido, so he had the fruit before coming to Wano.
Damn.
Because he was when he was posed up fighting Kaido, he had his brick bats behind him.
True. Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, damn. Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, imagine he just while he's fighting, as his crew goes down, he pulls out a Hawkins level thing where he just starts taking shadows and putting them into his homies. Damn. That'd be kind of
yeah. You would think that the Wano citizens would remember that too. They're dude, the Battle of the Shadows of 2005, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have a story from Ashura Doji where he's there was one guy who really tried to stop Kaido and I thought about joining him. Or maybe they gave Moria a really cool nickname, Moria? You mean the unofficial scabbard? It's got a Naruto. Moria... There's the no tails and the 10 tails. They pop up. Maybe they call Moria the blue scabbard or something like that.
Moria did fight
the 10th scabbard
while Odin was there.
I'm not
Right?
too sure of the timeline, so I can't really say
Yeah.
too much on that one.
Yeah, let me double check this because I remember on stream people were saying it was a year, uh, a year into the 5-year dance thing. So like it was while Odin was dancing.
Dude, if Odin and Moria teamed up, I think Kaido would have been cooked. Like Prime Moria, right? Because Prime Moria apparently like quote clashed equally with Kaido. Dude, you put Odin in there too, it's over. It's
Yeah.
literally done.
Yeah, it would have been. For
God.
sure.
And then instead of fighting Kaido and Wano, we probably would have fought Moria instead.
Dude, Moria has
Which we
a
don't,
lot of
like you said, we don't know why Moria went there in the first place. For all we know, he literally could be like a Wano friend. Like we get to Wano and it's like prosperity has hit the country for the first time in like 50 years or something. And it's all because of the reign of Moria. Like people love Moria. Moria is like an actual samurai to some extent. He doesn't have zombies. Instead, he just buffs up the samurai for fun. Like we could have got a really dope timeline of Moria, man.
Odin is out here and Moria is on Wano, a warlord, future warlord, after losing to Kaido. And this is Prime Moria, and Odin's just dicking off, bro. No, I mean, obviously, I get the nuance, but it's like you said, like if they just teamed up, Kaido would have been cooked. I mean, Kaido said he would have been cooked. He would have like, yo, you should have fought me 5 years ago. And it's like,
so one, we would have been fighting Kaido before he apparently hit his peak. Two, we would have Odin, who is presumably stronger than Kaido at that time there. And then three, we'd have Moria and his entire gang to help out. It would be like the raid on Onigashima, but more skewed to our side.
Yeah,
dude, that would have been great.
Moria had a bounty of 320 million when he clashed with Kaido.
I think that was his last bounty too.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Moria's bounty does not go up after that. It's just
it's just a 300 million berry bounty at Wano. Gecko Pirate. Yes, I mean like those details. Like it's in Ringo. He was fighting in Ringo. Moria also knew about the graves because that's also another like niche detail, right? Like if you're outside of Wano and you don't know like Wano that well, like how do you know about where the graves are, Ryuma, like those kinds of things? Those are all like not super niche, but they're not like super well known. Like if I had asked like I don't know, Nami, she might have heard of Wano, but she might not know who Ryuma is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like you go to other characters like Sanji. The Straw Hats are a little weird because they all have like Sanji has the Nepo baby upbringing. Zoro is from Wano technically, so
related
just have
to the
a random
sword god.
flashback like that old guy told me about him. Nami, or he'll be like, I feel it in my blood. This, like this feels like family or some bullshit. Luffy doesn't care. But Luffy doesn't count because you could ask him anything and he wouldn't know. Robin's like, I read it at the library. Usopp's like, he just act like he'd know and he just make shit up and it'd be right. Chopper. Yeah, if you ask Chopper, but he's a reindeer. Why would you talk to an animal? Oh, that's a dumb one. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, and Jinbei knew too much. I guess Brook would be a good one. Yeah, if you ask Brook, I doubt he would really know. He'd be like, huh. The samurai on but Brook is pretty knowledgeable too. He knew about Nefertari too, like Alabasta. Anyways, point is that I'm liking the Gecko route. Route. It's just a little wonky. Like
I like I mean, as a Gecko fan, I do like the Gecko option. It just feels weird right now.
Yeah. Like Kyo is way more relevant, right? That's why it feels better too.
Like, if we're going the Gecko route, the only way I could see that paying off would be if Gecko Moria shows up here in Wano again with Cross Guild or something, and then they recruit Yamato.
Or the Seraphim.
The Seraphim show up?
Yeah, because the whole, like, the memories are stored in the DNA thing.
Yeah.
Like, the Seraphim knowing Wano already would be kind of nuts, you know?
Sending a Seraphim to Wano. I mean, I think that'd be cool if that was how we get the reveal. Like, maybe the Seraphim's about to attack some samurai, and it's like, I can't do this. Like, the Seraphim stops, but I just don't know why the Seraphim would come here, though. I feel like the WG has bigger fish to fry.
Imagine, like, I'm not gonna lie. If the Yamato cover story ends out with Yamato facing the Seraphim, and I like that also because Luffy literally was like, yo, these are as durable as Kaido. And then Yamato sees the Seraphims like they're little kids. And Yamato started off her cover story getting like pelted by rocks by little kids, and she didn't fight them. But these next little kids she'll have to fight if they're the Seraphim. And she's like, yo, these kids are hella strong. And it'd be crazy if it was Yamato, because Yamato also knows King. So like she, the Seraphim is like kind of in her wheelhouse of relativity. You know what I mean? Like King and Kaido durability, Seraphim, like you got the Lunarian. Wait, that'd be a really cool way to make Yamato's cover story great again. Yaga.
If the Seraphim show up, that would be awful.
Yeah.
We just have to explain why they're here, but yeah. Yeah, Kaido's just like, we see Kaido trembling in the background, but the samurai, we can't send, our most expensive tool there. We'll continue to send fodder everywhere we go. And as we see later in this chapter. Yeah, shout outs, man. I still love the fact that Ulti and Page 1 built the snowman. I'm assuming they knew who this was. There's no way they don't. Because, like, the way Ulti ran off last chapter, I'm sure she's heard, like, a story about this person.
Yeah, from Kaido. Kaido's told the tales of this person. This guy died without a trace!
And whatever the story was, it left a positive impact. Because Ulti was, like, running with her hands out before making the snowman. So it's like, yeah, she's giddy about this. Could be like their uncle. Like maybe that's why it could be Kyou, like Uncle Kyou or something.
Absolutely. Or always with Moria,
Uncle Moria.
Or was it after Wano?
After Wano.
Okay, because I was about to say, the leaving with no trace of his body behind, that's actually a Moria classic. Like, that's from Marineford, where they try to kill him, and then Doflamingo's like, yo, there was no trace of him. But it was because Absalom was there, and he turned him invisible, and then they escaped. So that's an interesting one. Just like that line, the leaving note, that's a Moria MO, like he's done that before.
And to be fair, so I'm saying Absalom wasn't a part of the crew. He could have been. It's just that we don't see him in that panel or like in the anime shot, and we don't hear about Absalom being with Moria. So he could be. And it's just that we don't know yet for sure.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Absalom was at Marineford. We just never saw him because he had the invisible fruit. But Oda literally was like, no, he was there the entire time. He was just waiting. So like Oda, like you didn't see him in the Moria flash. Like, no, he was there. He was just invisible. Like, that's crazy. That
would be kind of nuts.
Like, Oda did do that with Marineford. He's like, nah, yeah, he was waiting just in case Moria needed it, and then showed up after he like basically died, and then Doflamingo was trying to get his ass. But yeah,
imagine next chapter we get like the Thriller Bark ship showing up to Wano. That'd be kind of funny.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Where would Moria go? Wait, Hachinosu's not that far. So if he was to escape, like maybe he comes back home. Maybe that's the relevance. He's just like he knows how to get back.
He brings back Ryuma. Like, hey, here's Ryuma's corpse. We kind of effed with it, but here it is.
No, Ryuma's corpse
like burned, right? Yeah. You bring like back whatever pieces are left or like his garb. Just give it back to the people of Wano, which would be kind of foul. I feel like at that point, I just pretend like I don't know who Ryuma is.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to do anything. The sword's already back. Maybe he re-steals the sword.
Oh, he just re-steals the sword. That'd be kind of funny.
Cursing Wano for end of times.
Maybe he's Maybe he stops by because he needs like another right-hand man now that Absalom's gone. So he calls back up like an old friend. Like imagine he shows up and he's like, "Ah, yes, I must recruit him." And then we see Gecko Moria talking to Sukiyaki.
Wait.
And then
Moria...
Sukiyaki's like, "Ah, yes, I can finally fight again. Moria, activate Shadow's Asgard." And then Sukiyaki becomes like the strongest character in the verse. That could be it.
Moria coming to Wano. We just reburied some pretty powerful bodies. He comes back, he gets Izo, he gets Hawkins, Ashura Doji. Ooh. We get some beast pirates up there. Oh, and then since Kaido's been here, there's been 20 years of samurais falling left and right. Oh, he gets a daimyo. He gets Zoro's uncle guy. Yeah. Oh shit. Wait,
yeah,
nah, Moria's coming.
Moria's
from
coming.
Hachinosu.
And we're not talking about the white rope, baby.
Oh, and then this is the way it fits in perfectly. Editors, make sure you keep this in. Yeah, he shows
just
up
me. I'll take a note.
he sees Sukiyaki and they dap it up, bro. Because him and Sukiyaki are good ass friends. First thing Sukiyaki says, "Yo, don't drink that shitty ass water. The water out there is fresh as fuck." And Moria's like, "All right, brother." And then they and then that's how they take down Momo. Perfect.
Oh, and hear me out. Imagine we negative Chopper while we're at it. Imagine we go to the town of all those impoverished people who ate the smile fruits, and then Dr. Hogback cures all of them on the spot.
Is Dr. Hogback still with Moria? I think he escaped.
He's not with Moria, but yeah. They could always have a comeback, like a boy band. He could always come back.
Oh, I got Phineas and Ferb flashbacks. Dude,
yeah, we could have Dr. Hogback coming back in, and then he's just like, "Oh, Chopper couldn't cure this? I knew that reindeer was a good for nothing." And then he just fixes all the smile fruits, and then that would be a perfect way to bring Hogback into the story, because we don't need him, but I mean, him and Vegapunk could make a crazy duo.
Moria could fix it, maybe. He does Shadow Revolution, and he just turns that smile upside down.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I think we cooked up some fire theories from Kyou to Moria. Do you have like one more in you? Like any other character? Oh yeah, Ushimaru, not high on him anymore.
Ushimaru? Was I ever high on him?
Yeah, for like the grave candidate.
Oh, no, because it had to be Born in West Blue.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm hung up too. Like I mean, the thing is, like, with all of these theories, there's always like one or two things we're hung up on. For Ushimaru, the Born in the West Blue one is kind of weird. Yeah. Like, we don't...
Jigoro Moria covered that part.
Yeah.
Kyou doesn't yet, but he could.
Yeah, Kyou doesn't cover that yet. He could. Same with Ushimaru. Like, we don't know if he's from the West Blue.
Yeah.
And then I think for me, Ushimaru took some hits this chapter as well. Because apparently this guy, they were defending a village. Ushimaru like broke out of a cave and then went to go fight Kaido. I don't know if I'd consider that like defending a village necessarily.
Yeah.
So that's just a odd one.
Dang. Man. Wait a second.
What's up?
He died protecting the village from Kaido, leaving no trace of his body behind. Well, Yamato was alive the entire time Kaido was here.
That's so Raven flashback. What's up?
Yamato was alive the entire time Kaido was here. No?
Yeah.
So Yamato probably knows this person. Oh yeah, it's the guy my dad killed. You know, like...
Yeah, but Yamato was also like locked up, and she was trapped on Onigashima, so there's a good chance that nobody really told her about this, or she doesn't know. Like Yamato could know, but she doesn't have to know. Like I think I'd give some leeway there to Yamato.
But I think Ushimaru's out because of that too, because he was locked up with Yamato. Yamato's like 8 or whatever. Yeah. And so like that would be weird. And then he died right after with Yamato. So like,
yeah, and when you think about the fact that Yamato is locked up in Onigashima, I don't know, like he breaks out, then he fights Kaido at Onigashima, and then it's like, oh, he defended our village. It's like, I don't know about that.
yeah.
So yeah, Ushimaru I think took a lot of hits this chapter. Ryuma got cooked beyond belief because this was recent, so unfortunate.
Wait, where's? Oh wait, no, it can't be. No, I'm memeing. Never mind. Cut it out. That one was a stroke thought.
I'll add in another timestamp. Let me just cut that out for you. Okay, so we can go on now to the actual chapter. We have page 1, and I'm not talking about the Beast Pirate guy either. We got the Foot Colony, and we see that the Rocks Pirates have just stolen donations from poor, hungry kids. Kids with terminal illnesses. You could have been on the receiving end of all this. But these guys stole your cancer money.
This isn't for cancer money.
My headcanon says it's for cancer.
No, the money was donated for poor children in need. We don't know what they need. Maybe they need calculators.
Maybe they need cancer.
Maybe they need feet.
Yeah, maybe they need feet. Yeah. What a weird name for a colony, the Foot Colony. Another translation I saw said Fat Colony. And it's like, both of those translations are just odd. Like, foot, fat, like, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't want to live here.
What? How would you mix that up? Is there a word that means both foot and fat?
This could be a wonky translation.
We gotta wait for the arbiter of truth.
I was gonna say, Stephen Paul, please!
Where are you?
Oh, please, Stephen Paul, we need you. You know what's funny, too?
What?
Have you seen Shonen Jump Dash Viz? They're starting to add in... so only 1 or 2 mangas have it right now. But they're starting to add in AI translators. And it's like, bro, if One Piece starts getting translated by AI, I would love to see the... I would love to see the Viz defenders come in and be like, but guys, the AI bot knows! Stephen Paul knows everything, guys!
That's someone will know.
He's Oda's right-hand man! But it's a Viz official. It gets everything right. AI, it never gets it wrong, guys. Come on. I can't wait till the Viz defenders come up for that one.
That is a mentality that will exist.
It will,
The question is, does that mean that Viz only readers are sheep? Because I would imagine that most of the Viz only readers are mostly anti-AI. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you know, we have our criticisms of AI, but there's people who are like, this shit shouldn't exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I would imagine the majority of that demographic is in the Viz only reading population.
They're gonna have a little civil war, like a self-reflection moment when that happens. Because Viz's parent company, they are, I forgot the name of it.
Is it Par?
It's not Par. But they bought out like a whole AI manga translating app. And they recently brought in one of their... So it's like multiple companies under like one big umbrella. You know how that usually works. And because that manga company is so all-encompassing, and because one of them just got signed with Shonen Jump, they're keeping the AI translations for it. So people are saying it's kind of paving the way or bridging the gap for Viz to bring in more AI translations and, like, you know, make their budgets look a little bit better because AI is a lot cheaper. Which I'm pretty mixed on like that because, you know, I feel like I have seen a lot of instances where AI translations could be better. But as far as One Piece goes, like, I don't read the Viz like that, so it's like, it's kind of fine. Like, I read so many different translations to One Piece. The Viz going away or the Viz taking a hit, that's not even a concern of mine. Like, saying the Viz official, that means absolutely nothing, considering they get so many things wrong on a daily basis. So I just think it's funny seeing, like, how the community would react if that did happen. Like, one day, because One Piece is going to go on for like the next like 5 or 6 years at this point. The day One Piece gets taken over by AI translations, what will people say about this? Do you think they'll still like stick to the officials? Do you think they're still going to believe that it's right 100% of the time? Because like I said, that's a genuine conversation that will happen. People are already having that conversation about the mangas that AI is translating already. So it's like, I don't know, man. Viz defenders, come out. Come outside.
I mean, and also at the end of the day, it's not like Oda will care either, because it's like, there's a solution. Learn Japanese.
Oda, I mean, and like, Oda's personally a fan of AI anyways, so I don't think he'd have too strong of an opinion. Like what the One Piece app is all like AI generated images of One Piece characters that mix themselves with you. And then Oda's like shown time and time again to use like ChatGPT. He uses AI to draw, not like for One Piece, but like on the side just for fun. So it's like Oda's pretty pro AI for the most part. He hasn't said anything negative about it, whereas he's shown a lot of positives about it time and time again.
Which is interesting because Studio Ghibli v Oda. I wonder how that relationship.
Yeah, I mean the Studio Ghibli thing that people share, that's like from like 2005 or something. That was a long time ago. People are like, hey, look, the guy from Studio Ghibli, he hates AI. But it's like, no, he didn't even hate AI necessarily. He hated like computer-generated things in general. Like it's very different.
Wait, I thought he recently said something. I thought he recently was like upset about it.
Maybe it was recent. Maybe he said something else, but the clip I saw was from like 2005, 2008. Like it was a long time ago. And then people are just
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, people share it like once a year. They're like, look at this, guys. AI is the worst. It's like, Either way, we have the Foot Fat Colony here. And I love the dynamic of the Rocks Pirates. It's kind of funny seeing Shiki try to sabotage them. Because it's like, yo, like, it doesn't even matter, right? Like a low level attack like that, just a bomb. It's like, yeah, that's not going to kill Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, anybody. Like, I feel like you would do that to most of the Straw Hats, and they would also just bat an eye. They're like, I mean, they'd be mad, but like, you know, it wouldn't kill a Straw Hat even.
Yeah, I would argue that Whitebeard is the crazy one. Like, he got a comical bomb thrown at him, and it's like, we know that shit ain't doing anything. And your response is almost flipping the entire tectonic plate of the island. Like, what the fuck, bro? That's like someone like coming up and like, squirt gun, and you just like, you know, drench someone with a hose, and then they just like take out a machine gun and just blast your house and blow up your car. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
To be fair, it wasn't in response to Shiki necessarily. Like, you know, the island started dropping the iron bars. They had to escape. Yeah, let's just flip a plate or two.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what in response. I don't know how it would have helped with the bars. I don't know how it would have helped with any of this. Like, even the Rocks Pirates are like, what the fuck is happening? And they're like, this is an earthquake. It's got to be the handiwork. And then they're falling through. New game. And then like, it's the Rocks Pirates are just like, you know, just memeing around. And then Kaido's like, damn, I'm jealous. Which, like, yeah, it's not even in response to the bomb. I don't know why Whitebeard decided to he could have just broke the wall. We've seen him do that.
I mean, maybe he had you know, like sperm cramps are a thing. Maybe he had a sperm cramp.
Because he's as big as a sperm whale. I got you.
Yeah. That could just be it. Yeah. But I also love that young Kaido is like infatuated with devil fruits. He's like, hey, like that's a cool ass power, man. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
But he does, dude. Kaido does get a really good power though. Like, it's, man, what a lucky guy.
It's kind of fun how when you think about how the powers could connect, right? Like Shiki's, I mean, Oda gave him the floating, right? Which, remember, we talked about this a while back. The question was, did they get the tremor and the float fruit before God Valley? Because if we have any semblance of proficiency with their powers, given what the movie gave Shiki, then God Valley, no one, they are the threats. Like, them alone could just do immeasurable damage. Like, Shiki could float the entire island, Whitebeard could flip the entire island, but you also combine it, right? Like, you combine it where it's like Whitebeard could break the island off the tectonic plate and then Shiki could float it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many levels to how their powers can connect, and I find it crazy that Oda locked in on like, nah, they came into God Valley full form, not final form, but you know what I mean, like their full powers fleshed out. I am questioning how, because Oda did say like, oh, his power is way too strong for like the series, but then he shows us him floating, and I'm like, what is he gonna let Shiki do at God Valley? because like this is Whitebeard casually the island's about to just like get Dami reversing almost, and like a fight to the death at God Valley. Like what happens there? You know, like when they said that the island got vanished without a trace, it's like, yeah, no shit. This island probably vanished with no trace. Whitebeard wasn't even trying. Make Whitebeard, Shiki, Rocks, everyone try. I don't think the island's surviving. Just a normal fight.
And the thing is, too, right, with Whitebeard, for example, he's been getting a lot of buffs, like, in the past. Kind of like how Ace, you know, is getting buffed with Hockey and etc. Like, Whitebeard with Crazy Conquers Hockey, Clash with Roger. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we gave Whitebeard an awakening at this point. Like, yeah, by the way, Whitebeard actually awakened the Gura no Mi. He just didn't use that at Marineford, kind of like Hockey. Like, it could be like that, too.
Do?
And then same with Shiki. Like, we could say a reason why the island disappeared is because Shiki made it float. Like, there's so many things you could do with God Valley that, yeah, that island is not surviving, dude. That island is wiped. It's gone.
At that
it's
point.
cooked.
Yeah, at that point when Sengoku's saying like the island vanished, and I'm like, yeah, no shit. You just named like 7 separate people that could individually disappear the island, and you're telling me they all fought? Like, yeah, Sengoku, cool story. Like,
Island's
the
cooked.
island disappeared. It's like, yeah, same with the IFP, bro. The IFP, where is that now? I was joking because when I first saw the thing, I was like, yo, where? Like this Oda bringing up the IPF, the International Philanthropy Federation, because it's like, is this like the Red Cross of their world? And I'm like, where are they in the modern time? When I first saw that, and I was like, this is so funny because us not seeing them in our current timeline validates what the Rocks Pirates are saying. Was like, you're not going to use this money anyways. If they had, we would see them. And then I was like, or they destroy it. And then I scroll down and I see Whitebeard basically destroys it. So I'm like, did they just like completely destroy it? And then Whitebeard, because I was also laughing because Whitebeard essentially took over the operation. Whitebeard becomes this in the current in his timeline, because he steals from the rich and then he gives money, all of his pirate money, to all the poor people, including his own island in his territories and stuff like that. So he essentially takes over the Foot Colony. Which makes sense. The people's always said like Whitebeard's, has a big feet to fill in.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I've heard some variation of that one, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately though, this whole place is pretty corrupt, right? They're just kind of hoarding the money for themselves. They're kind of just chilling with it. So,
and then you add in that they're religious, bro.
Yeah, not a big loss. I mean, the religion thing separate aside, but. Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing the Rocks Pirates operate like this. Also, what's really funny is Kyou and Shiki's relationship. I love that we finally get to see like their rivalry on full display. Like Shiki just tee-heeing, and then Kyou's like fucking screaming for his life. Like, you almost killed us. It's like, yeah, that's some good stuff, man.
Yeah. I also like the because like the way the chapter carries on from the last, this was more or less Captain John's idea, because they were like, oh, our crew is gonna break up anyways, we might as well earn as much as we can while we're together. That's what Captain John said.
Yeah.
And it's wild because then his idea is, let's rob from the Red Cross. Like, that's so insane. But then this isn't even like the Red Cross. Yeah, it's not even the Red Cross because they have a standing army. Like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. This is probably
not even an army, probably just like mercenaries, to be honest.
Imagine a philanthropy group like Bill Gates having a military, you know what I mean? Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna establish the Bill Gates Foundation and we're gonna hire gunmen. And it's like, or you could just sign with NATO. Like, why do you have your own army? Like, it's funny because like they could just say like, oh, we're gonna call the Navy, but I think they specifically say like, where's our army? Isn't the way they say it, like they could have said the Navy. Isn't the Navy here yet? But maybe the Navy and Army are the same thing. But then we see who comes up. But it's weird because they kind of separate and go, it's the Navy. And then it's interesting because the guards are like it, or not the guards, the priests. They're like, isn't the army here yet? They're closer. Then we can't let them escape, right? But then it says it's the Navy. The Navy show up, and then the Marines are everywhere. And then Whitebeard goes, "That was fast. Did someone leak our plans?" And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, it could have just been the priest people they were calling the army. But then I was like, wait a second, Army, Navy, maybe they were talking about separate people. And like the army was on the island, and then Whitebeard just like flipped it. And then they were like, yep, there goes your army. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I don't know. I would.
No, yeah.
I feel like
I think that's the correct assumption.
The army's on the island. It's their army.
Yeah,
it's separate.
It's their army.
Yeah. That's what I assumed originally, and I was like, you know, because then the leak thing matters too. Yeah. But given the fact that they called the army, I don't see why the people couldn't have called the Navy too. Like, hey, Navy.
I mean, if they're
attacked.
Hoarding the money for themselves, they probably don't want the Navy to interact.
That's true.
Yeah, if they're doing illegal business, then they probably don't want the Navy there.
Wait, so do you think that they are associated with the world government, or do you think they are non-world government?
I don't know. Could go either way.
I imagine they are part of the world government. The fact that the Navy are here, because if it wasn't world government, then they wouldn't care, right?
Not exactly. I mean, they'd want to take down the Rocks pirates.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the Marines are just like, oh, like the Straw Hats are on a island that's not affiliated with the government. I guess we're just gonna let them go today. Like no, like they're still gonna chase after the pirates, right?
Yeah. No, I was saying in the sense of like they're probably not world government affiliated, given that they have like they called their army and not the Navy. Because I was also thinking about it too. It's like, man, if they just called the Navy, this would have made more sense. But you know, like the Navy part is kind of weird because Whitebeard goes, that was fast. Did someone leak our plans, right? And like I was joking about it earlier, but it's still kind of relevant where it's like, you just said it. If they were coming here because they knew the Rocks pirates were here, then why didn't they send people that can handle the Rocks pirates? Why would you? The captain? No, they did not.
Yeah,
the captain. No. All right. Point them out.
The guy who has his arms folded. Which guy here is
admiral level, huh, Sai?
The guy the guy who has his arms folded.
The guy. Oh, that's an admiral. I didn't know that.
Admiral.
You know what's funny?
Admiral tier character.
Oh, he's admiral tier. Yeah, because the captain of this crew's first bounty is killing an admiral, and so this is like King Bakori 100 times worse. Where it's like they kept sending like fodder to just get obliterated by Kuma 3 times. They're like, King Bakori, we got you, bro. And then we just see, oh, they all died to Kuma. They died on land, they died in sea, now they died in air. Always Kuma killed them, right? King Bakori is like, damn, drats. Gotta send me another crew, right? And it's like, no matter how you spin it, the way this plan was leaked, it's like, yeah, if the people on the island didn't call them, or maybe that people on the island don't know who the Rocks pirates are, but like the way it's said, it's like the leaks or that they knew the Rocks pirates are here. If you know the Rocks pirates are there, you have to send Kong, right? Like Kong is an admiral, and another admiral died at the captain's hand, and then you have Whitebeard, Shiki, Kyou. You have like 8 different threats. How are you not sending?
I think they sent
one admiral.
Best bet at a win.
They sent their best bet to win.
Yeah, I think the Marines tried their hardest. I can't knock it.
No. You see this.
I can't knock it. What
this is the same thing as being deployed to Egghead. Ain't no way, bro. It's like in Marineford where like we got the fan letter, and then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna join the army, and then they get their first mission. It's Marineford, and then they're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then at Egghead, it's like, oh my god, our gods are fighting and they're eating us and spitting us out, and then I get bounced off the island, and then the Buster Call's hitting me, and it's like, why are we even here if Kizaru is just gonna like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so nonsensical that most of them even showed up. They couldn't even cuff Luffy while he was unconscious. They have to count it down. And you send all of those bozos to handle the Rocks Pirates. I'm quitting. Where are we going? The Rocks Pirates. Nah, see, sorry. 2 weeks. I don't need the severance.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know how this battle went down. We just cut away.
Oh.
Yeah.
We don't know how the battle went down. Oh, so Sai, how did the battle go down? Tell me.
We have no clue, Par.
Come on, you are the guy.
It's a cutaway scene,
who
brother.
Foresaw Angraboda.
Come on,
you can't foresee 10 more seconds into this panel.
Okay, I'll use my powers then. Okay.
Is that loud?
I saw it. I saw the future just now. If Oda kept on drawing these panels with the Rocks Pirates versus the Marines, we would have seen the first person to scar Roxy Xebec. The guy with his arms crossed. Apparently, you wouldn't believe this. Apparently, him and Rox had a Hockey Conquerors clash. And Rox had to flee the scene.
So you're saying after Rox shoots one of the ships down, then casually obliterates the other ship with a sword, and then the people's faces, they look like that they're in their last moments. Like it's like the white, the fade to white obliterating thing. That's what's happening to those guys in the manga. You're saying after that, someone rises up, the hero of the Marines that we've never heard about, that never got a promotion up to admiral or vice admiral. None of them, They showed up and scarred Rocks. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
in the mix of the Rocks Pirates.
You don't know this, Par, but I'll let you in on a secret. That guy with his arms crossed, even though Rocks destroyed their ships, it doesn't matter because that guy has the water no mi.
I thought you were gonna say it doesn't matter because he has the locked in devil fruit because his arms are crossed, so you don't know what happens when he unlocks himself and he puts his arms down. I thought you were gonna say some bullshit like that, but you pulled out the umi no mi. Thank you, Sai. Great, thank you. Oh no, sorry, the mizu. The fucking what does the water no mi do here, huh? Does Rox even have a devil fruit?
Doesn't matter, I wouldn't want to fight Mother Nature, brother.
So Rox just can't swim. Like
I mean, you just hit him with the water prison jutsu and you're kind of cooked, right? Par, if I were to submerge you in oogles and boogles of water, would you survive?
Are you rewatching Naruto?
Yeah, I just finished it. I just finished rewatching Naruto.
That makes sense. That's why you've been glazing Naruto recently.
But it's also like, Par, you saying that, what will the water no mi do? It's like, okay, Par, you want to try surviving in the middle of the ocean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Rayleigh could do it, and Rayleigh's our
yeah, but the water's actively not fighting him, though. It's not actively trying to drown him.
The Grand Line is actively trying to drown everybody.
Well, that's just like natural occurrences. But like, if the water literally said, let me really try to kill Rayleigh, yeah, it's going to be a problem to swim.
All right, if you're asking me what would it, I'm pretty sure the Grand Line weather manipulation is stronger than most of
here's the thing too. I think you underestimate the water no mi because I could easily like put you in a water prison jutsu and put a Sea King in there with you.
What is the Sea King gonna do to Rocks?
Sea Kings are getting a lot of hype in the final saga, Par. I wouldn't be on that side, brother.
No, they did not.
The Sea Kings are getting a lot of hype, dude.
Where?
With the ancient weapons, brother.
Get off of Twitter, bro. Get off of Twitter. What is this Sea King hype? Are you a Mihawk fan? What's happening?
You like Sea Kings? Are you a Mihawk fan? No, I'm a Don Krieg fan, but at the same time, it's like, let me tell you, man, like, Sea Kings are looking really good in 2025. You don't want to be on the wrong team for that one.
When seen a Sea King in 2025?
Guys, in the comment section, please go easy on Par. I foresee.
No, take it out on me.
I foresee all the hate Par is gonna get for this one. Please just go easy on him. Par is he's not himself today.
My age is showing. My dementia's coming out. have we seen a single Sea King in 2025?
If Par doesn't remember, that's fine. I'm not gonna go crazy on that one. So I pulled up the SBS where Oda talks about the Shiki devil fruit. And it's funny because Oda talks about the fact that he tried to seal away the float no mi, but because movie Shiki has it, of course, they have to bring it into the story. So it kind of feels like Oda was strong-armed in this chapter, really, which is so hilarious.
They might make it that the powers that Shiki has in the movie, which is kind of, I said this in my video about Strong World, that I was like, either Oda messed up with this fruit, or it's like beyond our comprehension, or he like there's some version of awakening here. So it could be that like Shiki has it here, but it's not awakened, and then so the movie version is awakened. Oda could get away with something like that. I just don't know what he would essentially partition, because the Shiki that shows up in Marineford to fight Garp in Sengoku in Chapter 0, that one can already manipulate inanimate objects, which would kind of be the thing where it's like, oh, he has a float, only he can float. But then the Awakening allows him to float other things.
Like islands,
but he already shows that in Chapter 0, so that wouldn't necessarily make too much. I mean, it could make sense, because God Valley is 18 years before that fight happens, about, or some odd years, a decade or two, give or take a few years. So it could be that that's the case, that it's not awakened and we don't see him float inanimate objects, which at the moment we don't see. But you know, we'll find out, I guess. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's just so funny thinking the fact that Oda was like, man, I really don't want to give Shiki the float no mi, but I have to. That damn movie. It's making me do this. It's like he's possessed or something. Yeah. So after the whole Shiki portion, we get back to the Whitebeard leaking thing. And do you think there is a leaker among the Rocks pirates? I saw one comment that was pretty funny. They said, what if multiple people are leaking at the same time? Like, every member of the Rocks pirates is leaking because they're all just, like, betraying each other, which would be pretty hilarious, but I don't know. I think I do want to just attribute this to, like, one person, really. And it's funny because there's so many good candidates here. Like, there really are. Like, you know, I think Kyou could be the leak, but I like the argument for Stussy because she's, you know, the real life, or the Stussy of the current day is a world government Vegapunk double operative, so that would kind of make sense if the old school one was a traitor too. People are saying it could be Don Marlon because Capone Beige betrayed Big Mom. You know, there's just so many good options across the board. But where do you fall? Who do you think the traitor actually is?
I think that it's not okay. I think that this leaker, there's a there is a leaker. I think Whitebeard, ignoring Whitebeard's instincts would be interesting. Like, I think his instincts are probably meaningful, so there is a leaker. The intention of the leaker is pretty interesting. There's another part of this chapter where people it's right after this, where it's like the 25 records were erased or whatever, and people are looking at that, and it's like maybe there was like a negotiation, a deal cut or something like that, and maybe it's a leaker. But that's where I separate. I think those are two separate instances. Those are two separate people. And another, I guess, question mark is, like, one thing we do know is that, like Blackbeard, Rox's crew has a way to negotiate directly with the Marines in an effective way. We know that because of Hachinosu. He took over and negotiated with the Navy. It's like, hey, like, we'll take it over, blah, blah, blah. And like that's something that's not that, like, how would the Straw Hats essentially do that? You know, how do you facilitate something like that? In Blackbeard's case, you know, he had Lafitte going in and he's like, hey, make Blackbeard a warlord. In the future, I know he has no bounty, he has no name, but just trust us. In a few days, you'll understand why. And then the few days was that he captured Ace when he was wanting to capture Luffy, but he got Ace. and then he turned him in, and then that makes him a warlord. But that point of thing right there is that Lafitte was that person that was communicating with the Marines, and I do have a theory. I forget the full context of what my theory was saying, but I was saying like Lafitte being like an ex-operative of the Navy could make a lot of sense given his stuff, and I'm just bringing that up in the sense that like there could be that there is someone leaking, but it's to their benefit, maybe. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's another reason why, like, like the Navy coming here is important. Another, actually, another instance would be, after Marineford, Blackbeard gets Bonnie on an island, and they directly call the Navy and we'll trade Bonnie for a ship. And the irony is there is that in that moment, they properly assess the threat. Hey, this is Blackbeard. You know what we're going to do? We're going to send an admiral. We're going to send a Kainu, our future fleet admiral. We're going to send him directly to get you. And so they sent that, which they didn't do here. But that's an interesting spot because, like, someone called the Marines, but they told them probably accurate information. And Kainu was just like, all right, we're not dealing with your shit anymore. We're going to take advantage of you. But then there's another example that I always bring up, which is Baltigo. Blackbeard Burgess was on Baltigo, the Rev's HQ, and he called directly to Lafitte and Shiryu and was like, yo, I'm on Baltigo. Follow my Viver card. Because Baltigo was hidden from the rest of the world for forever. Like, Dragon was hiding there for like 20 years. And the Marines never found him. Navy never found him. Cypher Pole never found him. But after Burgess called Lafitte and was like, yo, follow my Viver card. Having the Viver card guide the Blackbeard pirates to Baltigo is a very isolated, like, secure way to get there. Which would mean, which is interesting because per the headlines, per the news, what we find out is Blackbeard shows up and right after them is Cypher Pole, which is kind of similar to what's happening right here, where, the Blackbeard pirates and the Rocks pirates have a raid, and very soon after, the world government is in tail. And here, Whitebeard's logic is like, yo, do we have a leak? Because they came so soon. And that same instance should be applied to that Baltigo situation, because it's like, the Cypher Pole showed up right after Blackbeard did. How did they get that information? How did they know to either follow the Blackbeard pirates or like how to get to Baltigo? They would have to have Burgess's Viver card. Like, it's so weird. And the people that he called was Lafitte and Shiryu. So I talk about that in that video, and I'm bringing that up too because what's interesting about that situation is that Blackbeard suffered no casualties. Cypher Pole showed up, and the Blackbeard pirates suffered nothing. Neither did Cypher Pole. So it's like maybe there was a leak, but it's not like a malicious leak per se. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where Blackbeard's all of his schemes and stuff, it kind of like is interesting because, hey, ironically, later on, he ends up getting a Marine admiral into his group. And it's not like, is Kuzan the leak? Is Lafitte the leak? It's all questionable. Is there multiple leaks? And I would like to apply that logic to the Rocks crew.
Do you think that is what's happening right now then?
Something along the lines, right? I think something along the lines of that could make sense where it, like, I could think that it's reasonable, like, Kuzan technically did leak Dressrosa to Smoker. He told Smoker, yo, line up forces for Dressrosa, because if shit's going to happen this way, don't ask me why, but Akainu better be prepared. And like, he told that to Smoker, and Smoker was to relay that information. And Smoker being friendly to Fujitora makes sense that Fujitora was the person that ended up going. But Kuzan essentially like soft leaked that, which is interesting because that's not Blackbeard contingent, but that's like a Blackbeard pirate leaking stuff that's helpful for the world government, not negative to Blackbeard. So I do think that maybe there is multiple leaks. But it's a question of who's the one with ill intent, and was this one ill intended? Because at the end of the day, the Navy, the world government was so ill prepared for the Rocks pirates. They showed up after. They clearly didn't win. And I'm comparing that to an example of Blackbeard having Bonnie, and who shows up? An admiral who would actually. Blackbeard's like, hey, yo, ain't none of us stopping him right now. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's kind of interesting when you think about all those variables in the leaks and the plot twist that Oda's likes to put in. And I'd imagine with the Black Rocks Pirates, Oda's like going to make some of the most insane traitors, most insane plot twists, like double agents, like even the Stussy thing, you know, like Stussy's like was a traitor to Cypher, like to the world government, but she was still friends with CP9 or Lucci and Kaku, right? So it's like, you know, she's a traitor, but she also liked them, but you know, it's like complex. And in that same arc, you have Kizaru killing his best friend and not being a traitor. So it's like, you know, but he's also warning Vegapunk the entire time. He's like leaking. It's like, hey, yo, I'm with the world government. I know you are, but you know, the whole place is tapped. And he's like giving him warnings, and they've been best friends for mad long too. So it's kind of interesting where, you know, like essentially Vegapunk gets killed by his best friend who didn't leak. You know, it's complex.
Who do you think is the traitor then? Back to the OG question.
The leaker here, I feel like this one, the person who's leaking this stuff, I feel like Kyou makes sense for this one. Because I don't know, I just feel like it'd have to be a non-Davy back pirate like acquisition.
Yeah.
So that would leave like Kyou, Kaido, Big Mom. But I don't know why Big Mom or Kaido or any of them would do something like that. The alternative version would be, I could see Captain John doing it, because Captain John's known for the mutiny stuff, and the reason why would be like, hey, we're gonna loot this place, so kind of like Shiki throwing the bomb in the hole. It's a joke, but the idea would be like, hey, if like they do get captured or they do die to this bomb, then the more treasure for me. So then Captain John could make sense, because then it's like, oh, I called the Navy because, hey, if people get taken out, I could sneak away with all the money, right? And this was his idea, right? Or not, I'm not going to say this was his idea, but last chapter, he did propose a mission solely around money, which it's not like, hey, we're going to get like devil fruits or powers or whatever. Like, this is pretty much just around money. I doubt the Foot Colony had anything more than just money. So if whoever thought of this plan could probably be the, you know, instigator of the, you know, who's following us kind of thing. The person who, hey, let's choose this hit, right? Like, isn't that in every like bank heist movie? The guy like, hey, let's go to this bank now, and then it turns out that guy is a mole because he chose that bank because it was set up by the, you know, the police, right? So yeah.
So maybe have it on
know.
Captain John?
Yeah, but Captain John was also a Davy back acquisition, so it's a little odd. But I wouldn't say that you couldn't be a leaker and not be one of the hand-picked chosen ones. I like Captain John. I feel like Captain John can make a lot of sense, given that he literally has a story where it's like he tried to take all the treasure for himself, and then his crew stabbed him because they're like, yo, that's all of our treasures. And he has the Captain John's treasure thing, which is like, maybe he stole all this, right? So maybe Captain John.
Yeah, Captain John, not a bad one. Captain John, Kyou, Stussy. I think there's no real like bad options here per se. I just don't think base level. I don't think it's Kaido, Big Mom, or Whitebeard though.
Yeah,
they just feel odd for that one. Yeah. So we get the Rocks Pirate rundown of pretty much all the nasty things they've done, and we just get, it's like a whole rep sheet, man. It's so funny. Yeah, like what? We see 16 raids, 76 ships, 14 ports, 1 nation gone. 3 violations of Article 18, 25 criminal records. Even though the Pirate King, the future Pirate King, is sailing these seas, it is Rox's era. So yeah, we got that whole nice rundown, and now we cut over to Anishi, which is one of the places that gave Herald the food. Here in Anishi, we see that the Cypherpole agents are trying to get some slaves from that place. And yeah, I mean, Herald, even though he knows that it's going to ruin his membership application, he decides to save them. What do you think about this whole scene here?
Does it say that they wanted them as slaves?
They didn't say it. I'm assuming so, though.
And also, I'm glad that you said it. This guy is Cypher Pole, right? Like, I looked at his outfit and I was like, he looks like CP.
Yeah. Just based on the outfit, I think he's Cypher Pole.
Yeah. And that I also think, I thought that he was Cypher Pole because, like, the Navy wears suits. Like, Garp wears suits, but, like, the thing that separated, he's not wearing, like, a Admiral jacket. But it was mainly his dialogue. His dialogue is so, like, it's smart. Like, Oda gave it, like, unlike the Marines who are just, like, Navy dogs, just following orders, no brain, really, most of them. This guy brought in the politics to say, hey, Harold, do you really want to jeopardize your membership application by doing what you're about to do? And, you know, Harold is like, that literally doesn't matter. And then, like, I would imagine that there could have been a little bit of a conversation, but the thing is, the whole thing feels instigated because they were just trying to make Harold. I think the whole situation is purely just to get the headline. They were trying to get something to get to the end of the chapter to literally like put Harold into a desperate situation where it's like, while his reputation's in tatters, we'll give you membership if you do this XY thing. And it's like, it's putting him into a corner because he messed up here, and he'll probably acknowledge that he messed up to a certain extent, but like but it's like giving me spandom, you know what I mean? Like the whole Tom thing was they wanted either the blueprints or Tom to give something, and so like they were trying to frame him, trying to do whatever, and they got him, and then he traded his sentence traded Frankie's sentence for, you know, his own and stuff like that. Like it feels kind of like that. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like this whole thing was intended to get this headline and to get attacked. Yeah, it's also funny because the headline is probably the most hilarious jab at the real world, because it sounds so similar to headlines that we see today in war areas, where you'd see some nonsensical thing like this: King Harold exposed, Elbaf monarch sinks innocent battleship. I'm like, who wrote this? Did Tom write that the battleship is innocent? Like, oh, it's just a ship, it's an innocent ship. Like, it's such a, but you would never say like, oh, a B-2 bomber's innocent, you know what I mean? Like it's like, that's such a weird, like, you wouldn't necessarily, it's like, yeah, this is a bomber, it's literally a bomber, you know what I mean? It's not innocent. Like, and it's like Harold destroyed property, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, and I also thought it was hilarious because, well, I was like, oh, he definitely didn't kill anybody. If he killed somebody, then Harold would not be able to come back from this, right? But if he just destroyed a ship, then he could pay for it. It's like, you know, just one gold doubloon from Elbaf would cover a ship, I'm sure, or just get one giant to rebuild it. But you know, the fact that he probably didn't hurt anybody, the only headline propaganda they can go with and create a victim here was the battleship, the innocent battle. What did the battleship do? It wasn't harming people. It didn't enslave the people. It just carried the slaves, right? Like, that's the battleship is innocent. They took the Tom route here, but you know, that was pretty funny because it's pretty apt to the real world. But even given that, it's like, alliance with government revealed as a ploy. It's like, I feel like this is all just set up to get Harold very upset and jeopardize his membership, and also considering it's Cypher polls here. Yeah, but I really like this sequence. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I also like the Cypher Pole agent too. The way he looks, man. He looks like a heavy hitter. Like, this could be like the OG CP9 or something, dude.
Well, that's why Oda, unlike the Rocks Pirates obliterating the crew and Oda put it on the screen, Oda decided to off-screen this fight because, unbeknownst to us, this guy is the reason why Herald is bald later.
Yeah, this guy actually has the Mizu Mizu no Mi. He drowned out Herald's hair.
Yep. This guy is the reason why Herald started Rogaine.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to see it, man. Yeah. I do wonder,
Herald became a shut-in gamer after this, per the head dent.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do like the idea that this was all a setup. It doesn't have to be, but I do think that route is very plausible. When it comes to these people, though, I wonder why they wanted them. Like, I guess they just needed, like, more workers in the coal mines or something.
Yeah, I mean, always need more labor. It's the Timu method.
Yeah, maybe they're like, hey, a lot of people are buying up our shirts. We need more factory workers.
Yeah.
Got to go pick some up real quick. Yeah, it's funny that like this is the first time we see this whole island country too, and the first thing we have is just them being kidnapped. Like, damn.
Yeah, Anishi. Does Anishi mean anything?
Like I do not know. It sounds like it would mean something though.
Yeah, it sounds like a vegetable, like maybe a carrot.
Like eat your Anishis.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's like a mushroom.
Maybe get like all your Anishis in. Let me see. I'll type in Anishi into Google and just see what pops up. Anishi is, get this, I have no idea. So we cut over to Ida's tavern, and we see that Rox has yet again made another stop by to recruit King Herald. And he doesn't just want King Herald, he actually wants all of Elbaf under his command, or at least as an ally, which is kind of nice, you know? I just love the relationship they have, man. They're really just two friends just hanging out, but of course, Herald doesn't look like he exactly likes Rox, he just kind of tolerates him. It's like a friend you have that he's not like your best friend, but he's a friend. He's like, yeah, sure. Good old Xebec's coming around again. So... Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty nice. Like,
yeah, he's nice.
Talking to Ida, he knows him. He's a homie.
Yeah. And then plus, you know, it helps that Loki loves him too.
Yeah.
Loki's hero.
He's invited into the room.
But of course, Xebec is not allowed to step foot in the actual country because he's a criminal, right? He cannot go up to the castle anymore, which is a little bit sad. I feel like they could like sneak him in, but Tavern is just as good. So we learn why Herald is bald. It's not because of anything natural. It's actually just because he shaved his head as a act of showing that he's a nice guy, that he's sincere, that he's not violent, which I think that did the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, going bald like that, he just looks scarier.
Well, I think that he shaved his head because it was thinning. Because in the chapter before, or not chapter before, in the panel before, like, when we go back to the start of when Herald is, like, on this diplomatic mission, he has luscious, beautiful hair. Oda could not stop putting his headshot in the panel. That was when everyone's putting the side by side with Kaido. We got front, we got side, we got the smile. The guy was a GQ model. Luscious hair. We even saw it at the Estrid's funeral in the like his hair in the back, and like he was relatively more. He was more optimistic back then. But then we saw over the course of time, he was getting more and more frustrated, which we saw like throughout the conversation with Ja Rule too. He was like I think the narrator, like literally was just like, oh, like he's extremely frustrated or something like that. That might have been before the Ja Rule conversation, but he'd been really, really trying to get this going. And by the time we see him in this chapter, he's like almost he like beforehand he wouldn't have been as antagonistic to the world government, but now he's seeing like what Rox had been saying to him. He's like, yo, world government don't care, they're not good people, why are you trying to align with them? Just join me. Harold's like, no, I'm a king, I'm almost there, I'm almost aligned with thing. And he's like, after so many years of getting like sidelined, I think that his hair like was essentially thinning, and he decided to shave it because he was like, you know, like he probably still had hair, but it's kind of, was he doing a buzz cut to also look like, you know, more friendly? I don't know. I think it's a progression of like Harold's losing it, you know?
Yeah, he probably should have just gone for like the King Stelly hair. If he could have.
The King Stelly hair.
Yeah,
Ooh,
get like a little
that's
bit of
a
a comb
good
over.
one. That you gonna go to your barber and ask them for the Stelly?
If it helps me do diplomatic missions, then yeah.
Yeah.
If you told me that my country would be prosperous if I wore clown makeup, I'd probably do it. Yeah, why not? If it works, it works.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
You know, what's her name? You know the Rugrats?
Yes.
You know the mom? Tommy's mom?
Yeah. The one with the
What, her
crazy...
hair? Yeah. If someone told you that would you get that haircut for $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 million is $1 million. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would not care.
You think that some people would, I guess some people like, who like Tom Cruise, he would say no because he's already a millionaire.
Yeah, if you're already a millionaire, I don't think you'd do it for $1 million. But if you don't have $1 million, you would definitely get that haircut, even though you look kind of goofy. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Really goofy.
So we hear that Harold has met Garp in the past, and same with Rox. And they both kind of talk a little bit about him, saying that he actually hates the higher ups. He hates the Celestial Dragons and yada yada. We kind of already knew this. But Harold does reiterate again that, hey, just because there's a few bad Marines, just because, the higher ups are kind of cracked, doesn't mean all Marines are bad, right? The average Marine does just want to help their citizens. And I love that. I love to see Harold bring in some logic into this. Like, not every Marine is a bad guy. Which, of course, everybody has a different line in the same whenever it comes to this stuff, too. Some people do think they're all accountable, some don't. I err on the side that not all Marines are bad, so it's kind of cool seeing Harold echo that point. What's funny is that you mentioned the King Harold headset dent, and now that I see it, I can't unsee it. So yeah, Oda kind of messed them up with that one, but then again, like if his head was so perfectly round, I feel like we'd also be making fun of it. So I think there's like the perfect middle ground, I guess. Just leave him like this, which I wish we could have seen the King Harold Garp Sengoku pseudo meetup, and same with like Rox meeting Garp too. Like those are some interactions I would have loved to, like, I don't know, get a panel or two of.
Yeah.
Like under what context? How well did Garp fight against Rox Xebec? And also, what about Garp and King Harold? Right? Did they fight, or was it always friendly?
I mean, Garp laughed at him, so I'm sure it sounds like they were homies,
Yeah, and plus, like, they probably looked at King Harold. They're like, well, he did apply to become an allied nation, so we're not gonna fight him. He's a cool guy.
Oh, I just realized that's kind of like Garp knew Harold. Harold mentioned Garp. I wonder, do you think Garp came to Elbaf? Or Harold saw him out in the ocean?
I mean, they're both very viable. There's no reason why one would be like worse than the other.
No, there is a reason.
Oh, go for it.
It's probably that Garp and Harold saw on the ocean because, unless Oda wants to do this, which I guess it's not better or worse. It's just that it's worse, I guess, if Oda doesn't do it. Which is that if Garp came to Elbaf, that means that Loki probably met Garp, and then he knows Luffy's grandpa. You know what I mean? And so depending on Garp and Loki's connection, and Harold's thing, because like it's kind of wonky it's sometimes not intuitive because Loki's like Harold's kid, and in our timeline, but he's also like 80, so it's like, yeah, he's a kid, but he's of this generation. He knows he's like the same age as Garp, so there might be a time where he's like, wait a second, Monkey D. Luffy, you're Garp's grandkid? You know what I mean? Like that might be something that Loki ends up saying. It's like, wait a second, your grandpa fought my dad. They were homies or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we already have this whole flashback that apparently Loki's giving us anyways. So if he knows about, good old Monkey D. Garp, I don't think it would be the craziest thing.
All right, Loki's not giving us this entire flashback. Stop it. He's not telling us about like the rocks pirates out on the thing. Is he? This isn't.
I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where he's like, "Hey, let me tell you about that day and everything that happened." And it's like, okay, now we're getting all this. Like, are we getting this? I don't know. Does Loki know any of this? I have no clue.
Loki was a baby. Wait, bro, we saw a part of the flashback before he was born.
Loki's like 20 years old here, man. I see. It's like
This
one of
is
those
a
anime
Herald.
things. It's like, do we know this flashback? And then when we cut over to like current day, are they even awake? You know, Luffy fell asleep during the Fishman Island one. Like, I don't know.
This
Anything's
is
possible.
it's pretty simple, Side. Here, let me tell you how this flashback came about, okay?
Oh, please.
We flash back from Loki talking to Hiredin because finally, after all these years, he's gonna tell him how Herald died and why it was justified or why he didn't really do it or whatever. So that's where we go back, 14 years ago, right? And then we got Loki and Ja Rule walking through the castle, and then they're like la di da di da, and then they talk politics and they go open the door. They open the door and Herald's dying, and we see a Herald silhouetted like and he's dying. And what this flashback is his life flashing before his eyes in Loki's flashback. So this is all Herald's life flashing before his eyes, and we're getting that now. And then we're gonna come back to the like when the life's like we play through Herald's life. We cut back to that moment where Herald's like mid dying. And then we see how he actually dies. Is it Loki? Is it Ja Rule? Is it Dami Reversi Mommy? You know, that's what the flashback is, right? Everyone thought that, right?
Yeah, something like that. So, anyways, we go on and we see
Well, I think
rocks.
that's what happened, right?
No, I mean, you kind of just stated facts more or less.
Yeah, I spit facts all the time.
Yeah, something
This
like
is
that.
Herald's flashback.
Yeah, so we see Rocks, and you know he's trying to get Herald to agree to him to when it comes to taking over Elbaf and allying with him. So he turns over to Ida, the next best thing, right? Because Ida might be able to talk some sense into King Herald, which I think she kind of could, right? If Ida was fully on board, I think Herald would have to consider it. But Ida simply
she's
says
the reason why
to choose your friends wisely instead.
She's the entire reason why Herald's not terrorizing the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he changed his entire life view, upbringing, Elbafian warrior mentality. It basically terraformed Elbaf just from, like, being like, you were just born lucky. And Herald's like, what? Huh? And then that changed it. So, like, she definitely does have the power.
Yeah.
Herald's just
if she has like a good
in.
reason, then yeah, Herald would definitely be swayed.
Yeah.
100%. But her line of choosing your friends wisely, it's funny because like, you know, when she says that, we see like they cut over to Loki, Hiredin, and is that Moda, right? Moda? The bartender?
Mato?
Or Mato, yeah. Mato.
Not
Mato.
the Moda.
Moda is the girl from Lelucia. I always getting mixed up.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of milk.
Sai only has eyes for his wife. All other women look the same.
Nah, I just don't like maids.
Wait, you what? You like maids?
No, I
Didn't
don't.
you snap me a picture from a maid cafe in Japan? You said you booked it a year in advance.
Yeah, that's different though. That was an experience. Yeah, that was an experience.
Wait, that was a straight up Usopp moment. I just made some shit up and you just co-signed it for some reason.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, do I want to disagree? It's like, no, I'll just go with it.
Yeah.
It's like a bit, right? Well, you say something, I'm just like, yeah, sure. So we see that King Herald's been signing Elbaf giants up to the Navy, which I kind of skipped over this part, but we get a John Giant mention here. And shouts to him, man. Do you think he's still around, or do you think he died at Marineford? Because we haven't seen him since, right?
I don't know why we haven't seen him since. He's why? Imagine if he was at Elbaf. I mean, not Elbaf, Egghead. Right? And then the Giants rolled up. And then it's like, yo, John, what you doing, bro? This is Nika. And he's like, this? You're right. You know, that would have been sick. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, what would John Giant do if faced with Nika? Like, would he fight Nika? Would he not fight Nika? I don't know.
And then, like, what would John do seeing the Gorosei turn into these monsters? Which also, according to the, like, people, like, are the forms that secretive, right? Like, the monster forms. So, like, maybe John has seen the form, and he's like, yep, these are the mural monsters. Like, you know what I mean? If they had ever seen the Gorosei transform ever, like, damn, I've seen you before. You know, when the other guy's like, I got a picture of Saturn on my desk. John would be like, I got a picture of him back home too on a wall. You know, it'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
like, if I was John Giant, if I saw Nika, I mean, I guess it depends what Nika's doing. It's like I'd probably fight him, dude. It's my job.
Dang, you take your job over your religion? That's I guess the conundrum of the 21st century, right?
Yeah, I think I would. Like,
yeah, some people make the religion
sorry,
their
Nika.
job.
I gotta take you down, brother.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd see Nika, and it's like, well, I mean, if Nika's like this pirate guy over here attacking people, it's like, yeah, I'd probably have to take him down, dude. I got no choice.
Wait, but wasn't Nika always the first pirate person?
That's Joy Boy.
Joy Boy, yeah, was the pirate, yeah.
Yeah, Joy Boy's the pirate who had the Nika powers, but also Nika is like a god that existed well before that too. That's why he had like the first world, second world, and third world.
Yeah.
So I guess it also depends on which Nika you believe in, right? If you know that he's like the god of destruction or god of liberation, it's like, okay, this is the destruction god for sure. You see Luffy like destroying buildings, like, oh yeah, this is the evil deity my prophecy talked about. So yeah. What's funny too is that John Giant, do you remember like at the very beginning of One Piece? So you were like an anime watcher at first. Do you remember the aura that guy had back in the East Blue?
Chapter 95.
Dude, yeah, the aura that John Giant had, just standing over all the Marines, preaching about justice. It's like, dude, this guy, I remember like as a kid, I thought this guy was like the fleet admiral. Like, I thought he was it.
Yeah, and so we got that loser.
Yeah, Sengoku.
Yeah, the fake Goku.
The notorious loser Sengoku, yes.
Yeah,
shout out to
turns
Sengoku,
gold
man.
And just gets weaker. Easier target.
Yeah,
Goku would never.
Sengoku needs better feats on the board. I think Sengoku's going to be strong, but he just needs feats on the board. He's kind of like in the same realm as Mihawk. Like, you expect him to be super powerful, but what has he done? You know, like Sengoku, for example, like, people bring up like the one or two attacks he has, like one against Blackbeard, which the Blackbeard one looked good because Blackbeard started bleeding, but the other one, like, Luffy blocked with a normal balloon.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I need Sengoku to do something, which I think he is, considering the fact that current day him and Suda are going somewhere.
Sengoku might suck ass. We don't know. Who's to say? You know, I think he's old and slow even here.
No, he's drinking tea here. He looks cool.
Do you think he has the devil fruit already?
Yeah.
Yeah? Whoa, wait, how are you so confident?
I mean, I'm not like confident. I'm just, you asked the question, I said yeah.
So you think he has the Buddha fruit here?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Vice Admiral Buddha? Or do you think he gets it as an admiral?
I think he has it here and he just learns to master over the years. Like, he could have the Buddha fruit. He could be ass with it. Like Luffy episode 1. Like Luffy episode 1 with the Gumu Gumu no Mi Nika fruit. He's not like a god with it. Takes him a while.
Do we know when Kuzan gets his fruit?
No, we do not know when these guys eat their fruits for sure.
But the battleship bags moment, that was not... We don't know if he had the devil fruit in that flashback, right?
I don't think he did, but maybe they made a reference to it. Because they said, like, what, no hockey, no devil fruits, no nothing. But yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Like, it could go either way. Like, I'm not too hung up on, like, when these guys necessarily eat their devil fruits, unless it ties to, like, an actual event. Like, when it comes to Whitebeard and Shiki, I think the reason people ask, like, whether or not they had their devil fruits is because that's, like, significant to God Valley. Because people initially assume that they ate it there, and that's why they were so gung-ho about going. Whereas when it comes to, like, Sengoku and Kuzan, Kizaru, it's like, We don't have like any event where they would get it or where it would like necessarily super matter yet.
We kind of do, which is the part where we see, well, he's vice admiral here, so he has to become an admiral and eventually fleet admiral. So the question is, does he have the fruit before becoming that, or is he strong enough? Like, the question mark also is Kong, right? Like, huge question mark. This is an admiral. Now, I think, like, seeing Admiral Kong here, guys, I know I brought up Kong so many times, and I'm a believer of his strength and whatever, but we do have on the record that this tier of admirals, this era of admirals, is the most painful one in memory. So much that we almost have to forget about it. And his peer died like a few years back. This guy is like Kuzan, Akainu, Kizaru. None of their homies died. It'd be insane if one of them died, to the point that we had to look back at that moment and be like, yo, this guy was probably just a weakling. Like, is probably weak, and maybe Kong is too. Maybe he's a fraud. Or maybe he's strong. Or maybe Sengoku's stronger than Kong already. We don't know how the Navy works back here. But we do know that Garp is pretty strong. We saw him clash with Roger, and that clash with Roger was probably stronger than like most of the clashes we've seen in modern One Piece up until like Wano, you know? Like, that clash between Roger and Garp was probably killing most other people even then. And that's pre-Hero of the Marines Garp. So Garp is strong. I imagine Sengoku's there. I imagine Suru's there. And I guess Kong is stronger than that. Like, if Kong clashed with Roger in that last chapter, Kong clears his ass, yeah?
He should. I mean, we don't have any like feats on the board. Like, Kong is even more mysterious than you know, Mihawk and Sengoku. Yeah. I mean, hell, like, he's on the same tier as Dragon when it comes to like how much we don't know about this guy.
Because then another one is like when Roger is on the island and Whitebeard's pulling up, and Roger's like holding the dead Marines, like, you guys should have sent Garp or Sengoku or something like that, right? It's like yeah, he's not asking for Kong because he knows Kong would whoop his ass, you know, like, because back then, wouldn't Kong be the insane strong one, right? Like,
I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, I'm assuming he is, but we literally have nothing on this guy. Like, I don't put a lot of... I try not to put a lot of thought into Kong, because I just don't know if Oda's actually going to bring him in current day, and he's going to have, like, this impactful scene where he's fighting somebody or, you know, giving a speech even. Like, will Kong be relevant?
I remember a time when you said, Oda's never bringing Kong back onto the panels. And I was like, no, that's crazy. He's definitely going to show up.
And I could argue he's still not here, dude.
Bro, he's in the same flashback as God Valley and Rocks. I don't know what you are talking about. This guy is
and he doesn't go. He's just in the background barking orders.
Hey, we don't know. But what I will say is that imagine Luffy, right? Imagine Luffy. He's in his he's post Onigashima, right? He knows Rio, he knows Conquers, and he's standing on an island, and his contemporary rival shows up, Captain Kid, right? And Luffy just finished up a Marines, right? And he's holding the Marine by the neck, and he's just like, damn, you guys should have set a real challenge. Vice Admiral Momonga, right? Like, he just names a Vice Admiral instead of an Admiral. That's what Roger technically did, right? Like, he's just like, oh, you should have sent, like, someone else. But, like, Luffy would be like, you should have sent a Kainu, and a Kainu's the Fleet Admiral, right? So, like, Kong would be the Fleet Admiral back then, and it's like, it's kind of interesting. They never even wanted his smoke. That must mean Kong is like... Kong,
or they just don't consider him. I mean, the opposite could also be true because we know so little about him. What if they're like, well, Kong is kind of ass. Yeah, bring Garp.
We need Rocks to build him up. We need Rocks. When Rocks eventually clashes with Garp, he's just like, send your mentor over, Kong. He could have at least gave me a challenge. That's what Rocks is gonna say, right?
That's what we need. Like, we need at least like an imaginary feat. Like, tell me he violated like Article 18 or something. Like, yes, he violated these articles and Kong is a madman. Like, just give him imaginary feats, Oda, please. like the Sukuna
Yeah.
thing, or like well, Dragon doesn't have any imaginary feats either, to be honest. Just make up a pirate. Just say, yeah, there was like a 5 billion berry pirate and Kong took him down single-handedly. And it's like, okay, cool. We have something to go off of. That's awesome. But right now, he's in the same like territory as Dragon, where it's like, well, we don't know if Dragon's even fought before.
Do you think Oda will just give him the ape fruit?
Yeah, he could be like
Gorilla no Mi. The Gory no Mi.
He could be like that one filler character, Gorout.
Gorout?
Yeah, if you remember him.
Where is he from?
He is a Marine who, it was never specified if he had a devil fruit or not.
Oh, the arm kid.
Yeah,
right?
he had like the weird monkey monster arm.
The Jinchuriki. That was like the era of Naruto. So like he literally showed up and he was like a Jinchuriki. He like looked like a Naruto Timu Naruto. Like
yeah, he was like losing control of like his
in Beast.
Of his transformation. Yeah, he would be like the Four Tails, because the Four Tails was what, Son Goku, like the monkey.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd be like that. Yeah. So maybe Kong is that same way, where he does like have like a Sun Wukong devil fruit, which would be kind of nuts giving that to Kong, but I think they need it. Like the old generation, like they're kind of, I wouldn't say joked, but they don't have the best record. Like between Kong not doing anything, to the Dead Admiral, to potentially Zephyr, which Zephyr's a weird one to make canon, but he could be a canon admiral here in this timeline. But yeah,
if
like,
Kong has the Wukong fruit,
give Kong an upgrade.
What we're doing. I don't think we can give him the Wukong fruit. That's a little. I think we can give him the King Kong fruit maybe, but not the Wukong fruit. That's
you can always
nuts.
nerf it.
Yeah, you're gonna let Oda's not gonna. Nobody's gonna actually bring Wukong into the series and then nerf it. He loves Goku and Wukong and that type of shit, right? I think,
but maybe Kong is like, he has the Naruto Onoki nerf, where whenever he uses it, he's like, oh, my back. I'm too old for this devil fruit. Yeah.
Yeah. You okay, Kong. But he looks pretty spry and young here.
I mean, in the flashback, but present day, no. Like in the past, you could say. In the past, you could say he's like
day
fine,
bro.
Present day Kong is old, dude.
Kong goes from this to Kaido in the present day. He's not like. Do you remember how we compared arms? Like Kong is as thick as Kaido is.
Yeah, but like think about his flexibility. Like he's probably not flexible anymore.
Where did the flexibility come into play?
I'm just saying, like,
Kaido isn't going to Pilates class. Like the fuck?
No, like look at Kong's arms. Like, do you think he can? But okay, genuine question. Do you think Kong can like scrub his back?
Neither can Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You don't put it past him.
Yeah, but that's why Dwayne The Rock Johnson has like maids on standby.
So does Kong. He literally has. You said it himself. He's been behind a desk. Everyone is maid. Garp is his maid right now.
I don't know,
he
but
calls him a maid.
You gotta admit, like the theory still stands. Like Kong doesn't even have legs. Oh, what if that's how you nerf the Wukong fruit? Like, yeah, he's Sun Wukong. Like he's this mythical monkey god from Chinese mythology and Japanese mythology, but also he can't. Yeah, he doesn't have legs and he can't move.
Yeah. No, let's do. You're right, actually.
Dude, imagine
Oda's
this.
Still yet to show us his legs.
Yeah, no. Imagine we get like a whole hype thing about Kong. It's like, oh, like the man who ate the legendary Sun Wukong fruit, a fruit that rivals that of Nika, the progenitor of all the deities, the monkey, the god who laughs at everyone, who laughs the hardest, who plays the hardest. And like in this domain, he is the strongest, but ... he cannot leave this room, for he cannot walk. And then we see Kong in a wheelchair, but like the thing is, anybody who enters his room just gets whacked. But the easiest way to beat Kong is just to like walk away. You just leave.
Wait, but like now I want to see current day Kong versus current day Shiki. The battle of the arms. Like there's no
Battle
legs
of the
there.
Arms. Yeah, maybe you put Kong in one of those Walmart mobility scooters and just have him just go crazy.
Yeah, but if he's Wukong, he can fight with no legs. He just has a staff or a nimbus, right? And he's just like out here.
Oh, maybe
waxing
that's
people.
it. Oh, dude, imagine that. Kong has no legs, but he glides with his nimbus, just like his torso up. Yeah, that'd be crazy, dude.
I think he'd be. At that point, he has to. Why is he stuck behind a desk? You know what I mean? This guy has to show up. Maybe he lost his legs at God Valley. You don't know.
Or what if, like, we come to find out his legs were deformality and they're growing out of his back?
Or he's the guy. Oda's making a Family Guy reference. He's the guy. He's actually like he's cracked.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe. He's Joe.
I love Joe, dude. Favorite character out of Family Guy.
Because he's a cop too, and he lost it in the. I forgot how he lost his legs. They gave us that backstory episode. It's a pretty good one, I think.
Yeah. It wasn't like a meme necessarily.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while.
Yeah, but then he loses his legs like in other ways. I think later on too. Like they just kind of like do cartoon type shit.
Yeah, I think he gets his legs injured multiple times, which leads to them like just not being there, right? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, to all you Family Guy enthusiasts or people who have good memory, how did Joe lose his legs?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, so shouts to Kong, which I don't know, man. Like current day, like flashback aside, do you think we will see Kong fight somebody? And like a meaningful fight, not like, oh, here's one punch and we're done. Like, will Kong ever get like a multi-page fight where we see what he can actually do or no?
In the anime, they'll use him,
but not in the manga.
Like multi-page, maybe not in the manga. But I'm saying, and guys, keep in mind, the reality is that the greatest ninja battle of all of One Piece history was off screen, and it was one panel. It wasn't a multi-panel like fight like. And that's what I expect of Kong. You know, the greatest. And the thing is, like, Oda would probably have the two legless people fight. Honestly, Kong is a he's like a save. You got to save the best for last kind of character. You know what I mean? There's no reason for him to be that jacked.
Would you rather have Kong fight or would you rather have Dragon fight? If you had to pick one. Dragon, okay. Yeah, I think
why was that even a that was worse than my question.
Some people are excited for Kong.
Who's the some people?
You love Kong. You always talk about Kong.
No.
Dude, you literally came into this like, oh yeah, you know, some people they forgot Kong existed, but I love him.
Yeah, I said he'd show up in the thing. I never said I wanted him to fight. I wanted to remain undefeatable. You know what I mean? If he's never fights, how can he defeat him?
I mean, that's the same with Dragon, right? It's like when people say, oh, yeah, you know, Dragon, he didn't want to save Ginny or he couldn't save Ginny, throw it all in the trash. That's essentially saying Dragon would lose. It's like, well, yeah, keep him undefeated, sure.
Yeah. Well, and also if he doesn't have legs, then how can he smell defeat?
Oh, wow. That's a classic one.
The good one.
Classic joke. You brought me back with that one.
Ooh.
It was like a little flashback in and of itself.
Yeah. Smell defeat, unironically a character name in One Piece.
Yeah, it could be a nice member of the D clan right there.
Well, the Foot Colony, who named it that? Smallfoot, Bigfoot, the Bigfoot family? Maybe it's a dynasty.
Yeah, the Foot family.
Maybe this is where the Yeti Cool brothers are from. Their dad was Bigfoot.
So on that note, what do we get next? We hear about the complaints about the giants, right? Like if a giant were to roll over, we'd be crushed to death. A giant could kill so many people if they lost their temper. And it's like, yeah, dude, like these are solid, man. Like imagine if they had bad breath. Like it could literally be poisonous gas to you too. I'm
surprised they didn't say the thing. They didn't say that their saliva melts rocks.
Yeah. I feel like that's
happens after.
I love your fixation on the rock line. Like just
Yeah,
over and over, just oh man, these damn rocks that the giants could spit on.
Yeah, it's gonna be Herald kills rocks by spitting on him.
Another thing we'd have to keep in mind too is that to have a giant on the force, like you'd have to feed you have to feed them a lot of food, right? Like they would drain your supplies quick.
Yeah.
Like a lot of downsides. And imagine if they have to defecate. Like, bro, one defecation from a giant, that's like the size of like 50 people combined together. Like, my God.
How do you know they poop?
I'm just making an educated guess.
Yeah, but they're not educated, so then how would you make an educated guess about the uneducated? Got you.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, so there are like a lot of real problems with like the giants joining. Like, yeah, it would be great, but we got to work through the kinks and figure out like how that's gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, because he made like Sanji and Zoro be like, "Yo, how would he fit on the ship, bro?" Like, Oda's 100% making the characters aware of the faculties or facilities required to upkeep a giant.
And then plus later on, when we get Marineford, we hear about the giant squad. So it looks like the solution to how do you put giants in the Navy alongside people is that you don't. you just have the giants as their own unit, which makes sense. Just have them be their own thing. So that you don't have to worry about killing people or stepping on people or anything like that. They don't have to hold back.
They were all vice admirals, right? All the giants?
Yes, all the giants we saw Marineford were vice admirals and above.
That's like, imagine like you being a human and trying to work yourself up, and a giant just automatically is just a vice admiral level character.
I don't know if they like start as vice admiral. Like they could just work their way up.
But then you'd have to do a separate test, right? Because I'd imagine that like in One Punch Man, like the A, B, C hero test.
I'd give him the same test.
Yeah, but the giants would just clear any.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that for Lunarian. That's like, like a Lunarian would just instantly become VA rank because they're so powerful. Like, yeah, that's just how it works. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's like, imagine being a human and just being like, damn, you were just born better. Lucky.
Yeah, but and then that'd give me like motivation to catch up. And then I could just discriminate them like later on. Like, even with all your genes, you're still a loser, huh?
Yeah, the real goal of the giant squad is to give the other Marines a goal to kill them. And if you manage to kill a vice admiral giant, you don't get reprimanded. It's like, good, you finally made it to the tier of vice admiral. That's the test. That's why we don't see any more giants, because so many people got upgraded to vice admiral. The way they did it, they killed the giant squad. Yep.
Yeah, infighting.
Yep.
So we go on and we see that Shaki has officially left the Kuja pirates. And one of them...
I don't know why.
Dude, one of these guys is so funny, dude. He said, I set sail because I dreamed of being attacked by Shaki of the Kuja pirates. We've wasted our youth. No. Like, they are crashing out hard over this, man.
Isn't that the same guy who Kyou choked out?
Is it? Let me see. No. It's not.
It's the same jacket.
Yeah. Don't see the tattoo. The nose is different. Yeah. It's not him.
Could be his brother.
Then we go over a little bit more and we see Gloriosa, Big Mom, Katakuri, Oven, and Daifuku, and they're all hanging out. Big Mom, man, she had a lot of kids in this era.
Yeah, she's having a brulee right now. At this very moment, brulee is in this scene.
Is it brulee?
Yeah, I think we were saying on stream. She did what? 42 years ago. Was it brulee or is it somebody else? Oh, Montior? No, Montior
brulee is next year.
Next year.
Wait, no. Brulee's already born. Sorry, Brulee's already born. She's 43 years ago.
And this is 42 years ago.
This is 42 years ago. So she has triplets. She has like the weird people triplet things. Like Bascarte and them.
Wait, that's on the weird people. Wait, you just slandered one of the coolest Charlotte. What the hell's wrong with you, bro? I can't believe you just did that. No.
Yeah,
way.
Bascarte, Dorshmond, and Nusorto. She's pregnant with 3 right now.
Wait, where are they?
And I made sure to check. So she gives birth 12 times from here all the way until the Rocks Pirates disband. It's kind of insane
how do
the
you
amount of
spell the
kids
name?
she has. I'm gonna leave it up to you, Par.
Bascarte? Oh, there we go.
You said he was a cool guy. So it's like, oh,
one.
you should know how to spell it then, huh?
This guy's the guy who has elemental hockey. He just lights the entire Germa on fire.
Yeah, but he's ugly though.
And Nustarte and Dos Marche. That's kind of...
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, bro. Look at Nustarte. We know the dad.
Who's the dad?
The grooming guy.
Oh, Strusen?
Strusen, bro. That is all the same shape as him.
Yeah, but people already have him for Paraspero, so I don't know.
Hey,
Strusen could have came back for round 2.
What do you mean came back for round 2? He been there. He's the guy she tells you about. You know what I mean? Like, but the awkward moment is like not that big a deal. But Strawson, he got it going on. He got the weight of her heart, bro. Everything he makes, she devours.
Yeah. Strusen is a day 1 dude, but it's funny because I go back to like the Big Mom SBS where somebody asked like, how does Big Mom like go on this many dates and how does she have so many ex-husbands? And then Oda just says that she kidnaps men.
Yeah.
She kidnaps men, gets impregnated, and then she just ditches them. And it's like, dude,
it's funny.
I wish we could like see Big Mom's cage of men in the background.
I told my wife about Big Mom because someone was just commented saying that, like, because I was saying on stream, I was saying like, yo, she might not know that she's pregnant when she gets pregnant because she's so big. And you look at Katakuri, he's like, how old is Katakuri here? He's like 5 or something. And
yeah, something like that.
Look at how big he is. He's like mad small compared to Big Mom. So when he was like a newborn, he was like a pebble to Big Mom, a kidney stone. So she might have just slipped out, and then that means that her like placenta is like a mansion. And I was saying it's a Beverly Hill belly, and then someone was like laughing, and I was like, haha. And I was explaining to my wife that, and so I gave the comment. I was like, oh, she's like Big Mom because she has like she has a lot of kids, and I was like 84. My wife was like, damn, how'd she get all of that? Who are all the dads? I was like, yeah, so she like kidnaps them, and I just stopped there, and then her eyes widened, and she looked horrified, and I was like, yeah, it's a pirate story. They're all pirates, and my wife was just like, that's so terrible, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
No, I think it's hilarious, man. Would you would you be a willing kidnappee?
This Big Mom, yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I said I never understood cave diving before Big Mom and Ripley.
Yeah, so
believe it or not,
I don't feel too bad. It's like
but after God Valley, yikes.
Yeah.
Pound was the chosen one. He was the one who overcame it all. He's the one that should have stayed.
Pound was swinging above his weight class.
And he survived. How many times? He came back.
I can't believe Pound is still alive, dude. That's just so shocking to me. The Willipede,
yeah,
I think he's like one of the prime examples of the Willipede too.
And he survived the stepkids. You know what I mean? Like, because Oven was the one who, like that. That's like the ultimate.
They're about to behead him, dude.
Yeah, any stepdad is gonna deal with the like 20-year-old stepson who's like, nah, you're not good enough for my mom, and that's Pound and Oven, But Pound survived Oven, so
Pound survived a lot. He should have died.
Yeah. He should have been upgraded to the kilogram.
Is that the best you got?
and to the
Is
to the
this how
Newton,
high your ceiling goes?
to the Newton. Yeah. What's
Hmm.
above pound in the customary measurement? Obese. He should have.
Okay, Okay. So
Houston.
what's kind of funny about this too is that like Katakuri and the gang, like would you consider them a part of the Rocks Pirates?
Yes. They're on. Where are the other kids? Where's Sparrow?
I like to imagine they're all hanging on this island like a little daycare.
If they are here, oh no, Flampe was way later. I was about to say because Brule is not like already here.
Yeah, Brulee's
So
1 year old.
Brulee's childhood is she gets bullied, and then Katakuri steps in and whoops their ass. And it's like, if they're on Hachinosu, who is bullying Big Mom's kids while Big Mom is there?
We don't know how old they were whenever that bullying went down. Because if Brulee's 1 year old right now, and God Valley happens, what, 7 years or 6 years from now? Yeah. Then we could say, like, it was after God Valley.
Yeah. So they go back home to their kingdom, where their mother is the queen of the entire islands and all the islands. We don't know if she
went to Whole Cake right away. Maybe they stopped on like a really weird port for a little bit and they just like hanged out.
Yeah, and those kids were like, let me bully this big lady's child. Like, that's a smart idea. Man, kids do the dumbest things, I guess.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
If they got bullied here in Hachinosu, that'd be even silly. Didn't sillier,
those kids pull out a knife on Brule or something? Wasn't that it?
They're the ones who scarred Brule.
Yeah. Crazy kids, bro. They weren't even like the normal bullies. The normal bullies, I'm thinking of like Ginny flashback, right? Kuma, Ginny, Bonnie, where Bonnie's just like, "Oh, you're a vampire, ha ha ha," and then Bonnie's like, "You're so dumb. I'm in a church. You understand that, right? How would I be a vampire in a church?" And then versus Brulee's bullies, they pulled out a fucking knife on her.
Advanced bullies, dude.
Yeah, maybe it was Hachinosu. Honestly, that sounds like Hachinosu kid behavior.
Like I said, it could be here.
Oh,
could be here. It could be elsewhere. Not bad.
Gloriosa and Shaki ran a daycare here, and Stussy.
It'd be a good daycare.
Sign me up.
Yeah, I hope something bad happens. Like, please save me.
Yeah. Gloriosa Shaki, this guy is bothering me, and then you do the Momo thing.
Yeah, you pull a Momo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a strategy, brother. It's a strategy.
Yeah. It worked with Momo.
So we learn in this chapter that Gloriosa actually quit the Kuja pirates willingly and joined the Rocks pirates to chase after the man she loves. Interesting strategy, in my opinion. I don't necessarily get it. Could she not find the Roger pirates? Did Roger not want her? Like, how do you feel about that whole thing?
Sorry, what was the question?
Gloriosa joining the Rocks pirates. It's a little bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah. I originally was thinking that it was a Davy backfight type of thing. Because we know that she likes Roger. She's literally like alludes. I never forgive her if she went after Roger. Like, she clearly likes Roger, and that might be like the bad timeline where she stops chasing Roger because it's like unresolved love and she convinces herself she likes somebody else. But that's why she can't stay on the island. She quits, and then whatever. Like, I don't really know, but I thought that she would join the Rocks Pirates over some Davy back type of fight. And I even mentioned, I was like, yeah, but like, if this is when Shaki got introduced as the idol person, I was saying, like, but why wouldn't they just choose Shaki over Gloriosa if they had to pick and choose? The context of this is weird, and it's also like, we know why Shaki ends up at Hachinosu, because she basically goes like, oh, like, the Marines would have chased me anyways. This is like hiding a tree in a forest, right? Like, you guys will protect me. They won't come after me here. But we don't know why she quits either, and that's what Gloriosa is also pondering, right? I honestly can't imagine her getting lovesick. So it's interesting. Both of them are in an odd predicament, like, especially like because the meme is that like Shaki ends up here. Oh, well, I guess I can mention it later. Obviously, the last line elevates Rayleigh, and it makes you think like, oh, Rayleigh wins God Valley and it gets her. But like, that's also the other thing. Like, we know that she like favors Rayleigh. Like, she did that last chapter. So like, why wouldn't she just go to Rayleigh? Could Rayleigh not protect her? I guess maybe not. But like, that's also an interesting perspective. So, yeah, it's all kind of wonky. I don't really know. I don't know why Gloriosa is here. Oda kind of just skipped it.
Yeah. It could boost up the stocks of Boa Hancock joining Cross Guild for a bit. Because that was the whole like thing about, oh, Boa's not going to join Cross Guild. She loves Luffy. Wouldn't make any sense. Well, it's like, well, I mean, look at Gloriosa and Shaki. Like, they both like people who are part of the Roger Pirates, but they're here in Hachinosu instead.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole thing, it's like,
Valley,
people are saying that, she couldn't find Roger, but it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Like, Rox has a base, but Gloriosa isn't landlocked. Shaki isn't landlocked. They could literally just keep on sailing and find them. Like, they found them before. Like, surely they could just, like, keep on going around in the New World and just run to the Roger Pirates. It doesn't seem like the hardest thing to do. Better than, like, joining a pirate group that's, like, antagonistic to them or the opposite of them. I don't know.
I think, like, also Gloriosa's line of, like, like, she can't figure it out. I can't imagine her getting lovesick, right? The other thing also, like, Shaki coming here under the pretenses of, like, you guys will protect me is also interesting because the whole premise of Amazon Lily is that it's largely protected anyways naturally because it's in the Com Belt. And this is pre-Vegapunk giving the Navy all the ships that can go there. Because that was the entire point of the invention of those ships that have the sea sewn coating, is that allowed them to safely go into the Com Belt like reasonably. And that mentions like, yeah, maybe one or two ships can go there, but you can't like siege Amazon Lily if your ships are just like on even the sea stone coated ship that was off the coast of Amazon Lily got attacked by sea kings. Like that literally happened in the story. So now if you don't have a sea stone coating and you're trying to siege Amazon Lily, you're gonna get cooked by sea kings. I now I get why Ssyv was building up the sea kings.
Sea Kings 2025, man.
But even the story is not like supporting like it because if Shaki just wanted to not be the Empress anymore, she could just stayed on the thing, and I feel like she'd be pretty protected already. Like, would I put my chance on a natural barrier of sea kings or pirates that are all greedy? I feel like I'd put it with the sea kings, honestly.
Yeah, like, and then plus you have all your people too. It's not like you're there by yourself. You have like your entire army.
And they all know hockey. Yeah. Like, they all know hockey to an insane level. Like, you have Tritoma, who's now the Empress, right? Like Gloriosa's also weird, but Shaki's an interesting one too. So, I'd imagine we'll get Shaki's, but I think Oda just skip Gloriosa's. Maybe it's not that important, but I am curious because, like, we saw when Kaido joined, that was Rox telling Whitebeard, yo, get this kid. And Whitebeard is like, yo, Rox wants to talk to you, right? So that was kind of like a low-key bring in, that guy. And Gloriosa's strong. I think that's a safe assumption. She was an Empress. She was the Kuja Pirate captain above Shaki, all that stuff. Like, she's probably definitely cracked. But, like, why does Rox let her in the crew? Do their, like, things line up? Like, what's that thing, going on? How does that work?
She's just a heavy hitter. Like, if a heavy hitter comes in, they're like, yeah, I want to join. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but, like, there's a whole, like, Rox is like, he's very oriented with the anti-world government. You know what I mean? He's super oriented towards that. So the question mark is like, does that part line up? And like, for what reason? You know what I mean? Like, because we know Whitebeard's reason to be like super on that boat, but like Rox is out here spewing like, yo, Elbaf is the key to taking down the world government. If you don't believe so, get lost. Right? Like that's the kind of like the culture. It's like everybody's like, yeah, like this guy is gonna take down the world government. These are the reasons why. And he's literally saying, like, if you don't believe me, get lost. And if you go against me in the terms of like Kaido, like if you forcibly try to get some of these things like from Herald, I'll get rid of you. He didn't even say I'll kick you off the crew. He said I'll get rid of you. So it is kind of interesting. And then all things considered, the Davy back part, he handpicked his crew. So yeah, it's like Kyou, super strong, Gloriosa, super strong. But there's like Gloriosa is not like a different kind of character from Kyou, right? Like Gloriosa is an established character with the perspective she was a queen. Like, isn't that another thing too? Where Harold's like, I'm not gonna join you, I'm a king. Gloriosa was a queen, you know? She was the queen of Amazon Lily and she gave it up and joined the Rock's crew. So that's like very interesting given Harold's choice, right? So
a little bit, but their nations are in different, like they're in different places. Like they have different goals, priorities, they function differently. So it's like, yeah, like I think it makes sense for like Amazon Lily, the queen of Amazon Lily, to leave rather than like the king of Elbaf.
To an extent, but at the same time, Amazon Lily ends up aligning with the world government and gets their protection as a world warlord, right? So it is kind of the path that, like, Harold would love that, but like, wait, I want to join the world government too. I'll be a warlord. What the hell? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, the world government. Wait, warlords. We don't have any warlords yet, right?
No.
Huh. Wonder when
Not
they
yet,
established that.
We don't know, but we know that Ace beats one. That's like the earliest mention of a warlord we've gotten.
Yeah. Damn, Harold would have been a crazy warlord.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's the type of warlord you'd really want on your team.
Yeah. Oh my god. Imagine Luffy had to take down Harold. Yikes.
Yeah, that'd be horrifying.
Oda would have to give him some kind of stupid ass weakness like getting wet.
Well, current day maybe not, but now that Luffy's Gear 5.
Back when Luffy was punching at warlords, probably, but now he's at Yonko's,
Yeah, now that he has like the Nika Fruit Awakened, it's like, yeah, he doesn't need like a weakness per se anymore. I think weaknesses are still cool though.
Yeah. I mean, some of them make sense.
Yeah. I thought about like Crocodile whenever we bring him back in. Like, I doubt he's going to be still weak to water. I feel like Oda's going to patch that up.
I know how he's going to get over it.
How?
He's going to get over it with a fiery will. His will ignite. And because his will ignite, he'll be able to heat up his sand and make glass. And glass is not weak to water. So he'll be able to coat the outside and protect himself with glass. That's a good one.
So we go on a little bit more.
Wait, that's a good one. Come on.
No, that's not bad. Like, I was expecting like
good one.
Like special sand or something. Like how Armaki was like
special
fireproof
sand.
Special sand. Armaki was a special tree that was fire resistant. I'm assuming Crocodile's gonna be water resistant sand, but we can go the glass route too. What he uses is fiery will, and all that fire burns so hot it turns into glass. Crocodile's now the glass man, resistant to water. It's not, I'll go with that, sure.
Yeah.
I believe this. I believe just special sand more, but we can go the glass route if you want.
All sand is weak to water. Is there not?
I mean, you could say all trees are weak to fire, but Aramaki just whipped it out of nowhere.
No, not all trees are weak to fire. What are you talking about? There are trees that are fire resistant. What are you talking about?
All right, sure.
Silly Billy.
Yeah,
Silly Billy.
Oh, you got me there, guys. Which one do you think is more plausible? Do you think Crocodile will whip out special sand, or do you think it'll just become glass?
Yeah, will he like the like when Doflamingo used overheat and made his string light on fire? It's just that, but with this sand, and then he turns into glass.
Hey, I'm not saying I don't see it, guys.
He might do fiber optics.
Guys,
he does
guys,
straight.
Guys.
He morphs with the Doflamingo, and he does a fusion ha attack where he creates fiberglass string. Oh my god! And he gets 2 gigabytes up down. Crazy.
All right, guys. Let us know down below which one do you see being more plausible.
Imagine like that, like Doflamingo and Crocodile do work together, but they make the fiber optic cable and connect to the punk record. Ooh, that's a good one. They connect the internet. That's what Vegapunk wanted.
Yeah, it's
He
like the
sees
Naruto
Doflamingo
world.
and Crocodile. That's why he made those Seraphim. That's why he hid them
super
too.
Advanced.
Yeah, perfect.
It's like how in Naruto, like literally in one generation, we get like PCs and computers and everything. It just like pops up. Like, yeah, sure,
we got
why not?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, every village gets
Bill
like
Gates' son
rail
wants to be a
cannons. There's trains and stuff. It's like, yeah, it just pops up.
The craziest part, they already had trains. The snow place had trains. Like there was a place that had trains.
Yeah, but it's not canon though.
It might as well be.
Yeah, and they always had like telephone poles and no telephones. It's like the Naruto world was really interesting.
Orochimaru was out here cloning people with like tech more advanced than that. You know what I mean? Like he had a laboratory, did he not? And then they had like in Boruto they show like Code and Delta. She had been in like that place where that was secured and in a cloning factory as well, and there was a giant laboratory too. And that shit was long lasting as well. There's so much whatever.
Yeah, Naruto's a funny universe to think about.
Yeah. Kishimoto wanted to make a super tech advanced cloud nation though. He told Oda that, so. But then he didn't add it to Naruto because of Skypiea.
I don't know about that
He's
one.
like, damn. Yeah, it's in the interview.
No, yeah.
I
just mean like I never like read that.
Oh yeah. It's in the.
Yeah. So I
he's like, I didn't do it because you already did Skypiea, so I felt sad. And it was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Why would you not just do it? What did Skypiea take away from you?
Yeah, and I feel like so many animes run close to each other anyways. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. That's what the short is about. It's like, damn, Kishimoto, why'd you nerf your series because of One Piece? That's why he had Naruto have all of his friends at the start. It's because he didn't want it to resemble Luffy, who gets his friends as he goes. And I'm like, that's so dumb. That's so silly. But yeah, he literally said that in that interview, all the same interview. Crazy.
Yeah, but all the friends that Naruto keeps are all kind of lame by the end.
Yeah.
Like, unless they do crazy things in Boruto, then it's like, yeah, I don't know if Kiba's exactly, like, relevant anymore, or Shino. Like,
whoa!
Sure. Okay,
Kiba
yeah, here
slander
it goes. Yeah, I mean,
from
like...
you?
Yeah, I hate Kiba. I hate most of the ninjas in the Leaf
but you
Village.
were backing Kiba before.
Was I?
Yeah. I called him lame ass, stupid ass, has one move, twin fangs.
Oh, that's because you were comparing him to like 1010.
No, I was just saying he's lame.
Oh yeah, he's pretty lame. But yeah, I mean, like, I think most of the Leaf Ninjas are kind of meh. They get outscaled. It's kind of like the Straw Hats, really. You know, like Usopp is kind of like the Kiba of the group.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Usopp is the Kiba of the group?
And the thing is, you know, just like Kiba, potential is there, man. Just gotta lock in.
That might be your worst take ever. Usopp is the Kiba of the group is so weird. It's not even that it's bad.
Is it because Kiba's too strong or Usopp's too strong? Or what's the...
I feel like I said, it's not that it's not that it's bad or offensive. It's that it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't see
No, yeah, I mean, okay, the comparison isn't there. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like how hard they get outscaled by the main character.
Yeah. Well,
like,
Kiba
they just don't keep up.
Kiba was the one that kept up the most, right? Because he became the police chief. He became the next Uchiha, essentially. Like, the Uchihas used to be the police force, and Kiba took that over.
Well, it's not that Kiba took it over. His clan took it over.
And he became the Sasuke's dad. Sasuke's dad was the police chief, super cracked. and Kiba was that guy. He inherited the Naruto inherited his dad's throne. Sasuke got Danzo's, and Kiba got Sasuke's dad's honorary Uchiha.
Yeah, shoutouts to Sasuke's dad. People have theories that Sasuke's dad would solo Itachi, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but
but he just didn't try. He just put it down like, I'm not gonna fight my son.
Which I wasn't around for those theories, but people are like, yeah, Sasuke's dad is like super cracked. It's like, I mean, I could see him being strong, but I don't know if he'd be stopping the Uchiha like murder. Like I think, like going against Itachi and then going against Obito, it's like I feel like he'd just get like slapped.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, do we have feats for Sasuke's dad on the board?
Here's the feat.
Unless there's like novels that I haven't seen or interviews I missed.
My memory of Sasuke's dad, right? Like, because Sasuke was a loser kid, right? Because he was advanced, but he wasn't as advanced as Itachi, right? So his dad was like, whatever, right? But even when Itachi did the stuff that he did, his dad was proud, but he wasn't mind blown. You know what I mean? So that's the scale up, right? Is that his dad was like, I used to do that when I was a kid. So it's like, that's impressive. Good job, son. But it's also not so impressive that I'm like, oh my God, my son Itachi is so strong. Because he's probably remembering himself as a kid, Oh,
he had a nickname apparently.
Yeah, no, Sasuke's dad was like, because all the Uchiha literally defaulted to him. Like, older, younger, it was Sasuke's dad who was the main dude.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently his nickname is the Wicked Eye.
I don't remember that one. That one's a little, that's the type of shit you'd hear from Danzo. It's like, oh, the son of the Wicked Eye is here. Like when Kakashi showed up, it's like the White Fang. Oh, for a fact, Sasuke's dad was called the Wicked Eye of the Leaf Village. That'd be mentioned at least one time.
All the sources I'm looking at are like fan articles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the fan articles, which are not, I'm assuming they're just all BS, but they're like, yeah, like he has one of the best visual prowesses in the series, being known as the Wicked Eye. And by the way, there's another one that says, if he unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan, he probably would have had his own Susanoo. I like how we're throwing the ifs. Like, imagine that for One Piece. Oh, if Shanks ate the Hiei no Mi, his chill would be it might be as strong as Aokiji's. It's like, well, yes. If Zoro ate a devil fruit, his power would get boosted. It's like, of course.
I need to see these fanfic because I think that they're all off.
What is this?
And I feel like I could put money down that, because the idea that Sasuke's dad gets the Mangekyo isn't that crazy if you just do the one thing where instead of Itachi killing his parents, Sasuke's dad puts him down there and he unlocks the Mangekyo from killing Itachi.
Dude,
that would actually be insane.
That'd be a crazy what if. Dude, look at all these fake like hype things for what was his name? Like Fugaku. He was considered a strong candidate for the position of 4th Hokage alongside Minato and Orochimaru. Fugaku's reputation was such that enemies would tremble at the mention of his name during the Third Great Shinobi War. What? Dude, this is all fake. This is literally all fake.
Though. The Wicked Eye is more far-fetched than that one. But only because that never been ever mentioned ever. But him being a threat during the war, I can see that,
Yeah, I don't see any like things about calling the Wicked Eye. Is this real?
I want to do the fanfic. So Sasuke's dad kills Itachi, unlocks the Mangekyo, right? And so Sasuke, but he keeps it the same. He keeps it the same. Everyone thinks that Itachi killed the Uchihas, right? And so Sasuke is chasing after Itachi to kill him. But all this time, it was his dad masquerading as Itachi. So then he let Sasuke kill Itachi just to unveil the mask. It's like, I've been alive the entire time, Sasuke. And then he fights his dad or whatever situation, and it was his dad the entire time. Oh, and then he'd come back during the Danzo fight, and because the Danzo fight was kind of, Sasuke sacrificed a lot, not a lot, but like it went through some shit during that fight.
Huh.
I feel like that's a good fanfic that could be written right now.
Yeah, apparently Itachi also mentioned that Fugaku would beat him, and apparently in filler he did have the Mangekyo Sharingan.
Who?
In filler, apparently Sasuke's dad had the Mangekyo, and Itachi mentioned that Fugaku could actually probably beat him. Is this true? I don't remember any of this.
What filler gave his dad the Mangekyo?
I don't know. Fuck? This all feels made up.
We need to put this into like the 50-50 extra. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, in the anime. I guess I skipped this. Yeah, in the anime, Fugaku awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan during the third Great Ninja War. To be fair, I skipped filler when I was watching Naruto, so I think that's why I didn't see this.
You said the filler for Naruto was so good. You literally backed it 2 weeks ago or something like that on the
certain
thing.
filler.
Oh, so the one where Sasuke's dad gets the Mangekyo is the one that's not one of the certain.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I hear the whole line of Sasuke's dad, I just kind of skip the episode. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but when
I'm not curious about Sasuke's father that much.
All the ones where they're rescuing cats, that's the one that because you have 8 cats. Gotcha. Oh, you're like
the cat filler with Itachi and Sasuke. That was goated though. Come on.
You're just a
I wish One Piece still did filler. Dude, One Piece should still do filler. I just don't. Have you been watching the anime?
No, I haven't. But I know where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of like filler-esque things. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the last episode we got, not the episode previous, it was like, I think 5 or 10 minutes of straight filler. Like they hit you with the Bonnie flashback again after you leave it. It's a little bit absurd how like they added in so much filler. And it's like, damn, bro, like yeah. And then they took like
Did it at least look nice?
It was just the same scenes reiterated. Exact same scenes. They did like the Naruto thing where it's like, hey, here's this scene again in case you forgot. And then they've been taking breaks more recently, and we're getting another break in the anime like in a week or two. So it's like, dang, like
a month break or like a
no, just like a week break, which they've been taking week breaks more and more often. I think this is like their third or fourth ever since they started re-airing One Piece. And it's like, my thing is that like anime's hard, bro. Like, doing all this, dropping it, making little in return. Like, I get it, man. Take your breaks, but at that same time, it's like, if you're doing all these breaks, so like either take a giant break and call it that, like the 6-month break we had with the Fishman Island stuff, or you just, I don't know, put filler in, like low quality filler. Like, I think One Piece fans would eat that up, right? Like, just brand new content, like just the Grout thing, for example. Like, just bring in like a character like Grout and have Luffy fight him for like 10 episodes. Like, people would eat that, dude. Or just like something wacky, like, oh, here's Sanji cooking food. Like, I feel like people would eat that up, like, near the end of One Piece, right? Like, we don't really have those moments anymore. Like,
maybe it's
so easy
to keep the dub concurrent, right? Because isn't that what it is? The dub is concurrent with it.
Yeah, the dub is pretty much concurrent with the anime, but even then, it's like the dub's caught up.
I'm saying that's probably why they're putting the breaks in. Like, they're trying to figure out the timeline to make things work. Because that's an unprecedented move, right? Like, week to week series that's ongoing, that the dub sub is lined up. That's insane.
I mean, but the thing is, I don't know how close the dub is to the Japanese version. Like, I don't know if it's like a week behind, or because that's how most animes are. Like, most animes on Crunchyroll, for example, they'll have like the dub, or not dub, sorry, the sub, the Japanese version come out, and then a week later the English comes out.
Oh, but we also have, like, it is now?
Yeah. But we also have animes like Dandadan, and I think there's like a few more that are like really popular. They have the Japanese and English come out at the same time. So it's not like an unheard of, unprecedented thing. Like it's very normal. And then even then, most
the new
animes are
era.
just like a week behind. Like Apothecary Diaries was only a week behind, and most other
and then
animes are just 1 week behind. So if One Piece was just 1 week behind, I don't think anybody would really care.
maybe we go the
So I don't think the dubbing is like the
jobless
issue
route.
for why there's like a break week.
Maybe they're gonna go the jobless route where the anime starts going ahead of the manga.
I think the worst example of dubbing we've ever seen in the industry, though, it does go to Toei with Dragon Ball Daima. But I think that's more of a licensing thing, because Daima released, I think, like, a year ago at this point. And the thing is that the dub took months to actually get one episode dubbed. And I think that's just because like they didn't have the voice actors or licensing or something. But yeah, that was quite the shenanigan.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So let me see. We're in the chapter. Oh yeah,
Speaking
the Kuja
of
Pirates
shenanigans.
arrive. Yeah. The Kuja Pirates arrive, and Shakky's here, and she opens up her bar. I'm just gonna go ahead and like run through this, but she opens up her bar.
Yeah.
The Rocks Pirates show up, wondering what the commotion is, and they realize that they're in the presence of an angel. And we get the narrator box saying that Shaki is an irreplaceable crown jewel, and she's known as the treasure of Hachinosu. And not just that, but because the treasure is so valuable, of course, it's going to be subject to thievery. People are going to want to steal her, which is essentially how we get God Valley. How do you feel about this whole reveal here? Do you like it?
Yeah. No, I went through most of my feelings on the stream, but summarize it. Makes sense. I think as far as like the contentious part that people might have with this reveal is I don't think that it minimizes the multifaceted angle that God Valley most likely will have. I think like another example is like, yes, the crown jewel is there, but Ginny leaked other treasures, and we saw Big Mom and Kaido go after those ones. We see, in fact, that Kaido has one of those fruits, and Big Mom said she fought for, like, she risked her life to get that. And so there's probably going to be other elements that are central to God Valley alongside this, but I think like this chapter and last chapter puts it together that like Shaki is like as an example, if we were to merge the timeline a little bit, and let's say the road poneglyphs, there was one at God Valley, right? And you had announced that would not universally get everybody, especially of this era, to come to. No one would care. No one would care about that. And how do we know that? Well, when Roger spoke to Whitebeard, Roger was like, yeah, these are the maps. He told Whitebeard how to get to Laughdale. But the thing is, Laughdale didn't exist. The One Piece didn't exist. Pirate King didn't exist. Whitebeard just cared about having a family. This era of piracy is way different than the modern era. If you said now, yo, we have 3 road poneglyphs, and you were a serious pirate, you would like Law, Kid, whatever, they would be gunning for it. Shanks even, right? This era is very different. And that's kind of where I see, like, in terms of how do you get everybody to come in? Well, it's even devil fruits, right? Like, devil fruits is a hard one too. Whitebeard was saying earlier, like, you have to choose wisely. You can't just choose like if I were to add on to that, you can't just choose a random one. Like, dragon fruit might sound good to somebody, but it might not sound good to everybody, right? Like, would Katakuri like the dragon fruit? No, he'd be great with the mochi fruit, right? It'd be a bad timeline if he got the dragon fruit. So it's like, even devil fruits on their own, it might not be that everybody wants devil fruits, right? The entire Roger Pirates don't have devil fruits. In all their years, they never got devil fruits. So it's like, devil fruits wouldn't bring them there. So I think I look at the Shaki thing as like, Oda set it up, especially from last chapter, that it's a universal, everybody desires Shaki. So as far as her being the crown jewel, that's a really good way to make God Valley a center point as far as entrusting everyone to like bring them there, like the pheromones that bring them there. But there might be other things like, I don't know, like Holy Knight stuff and Emu stuff and like Figarland stuff that come into play that are really important. We don't certain things that Rox has said, for example, that make it so that certain things that I guess in the chapter 1096 where they say like, oh, like the very first panel where they say like all the Rox pirates are like their lines, if you put in context that Shaki is the jewel, it makes sense. For example, when Kaido goes, Big Mom, you can't even Linlin, you can't even do anything with which is like crazy that he said that because now we know what that means. But like even Big Mom was gunning for her, right? But the panel underneath that, the strip of underneath it, their lines don't necessarily line up with what wanting Shaki. And even like Whitebeard, I think he said like we don't want Rox to lose sight of the goal, right? And it's like losing sight of the goal is he's meaning that because like Shaki, everybody wants Shaki, and Shaki would make us lose sight of the bigger goal. And then like there was also a line that like I highlighted on stream because that's a huge thing for the video that I've been working on, and this chapter lines up with it. Is what Stussy says. It's like I assume this is the final mission, and that mission is something that Rox has said before this chapter. This is last chapter was 44 years ago, so that's 8 years before God Valley. He says that like he's talking about that fateful mission, and Stussy at God Valley goes, this is the final mission, I assume. So based off of what Rox had said in all those years, for some reason God Valley is that, and Shaki is a recent update. So it wouldn't necessarily line up with maybe that goal that Whitebeard is talking about that he doesn't want Rox to lose sight of just because Shaki is here. And that's where I also lean in on that. Like, I think that Whitebeard is probably more along the lines of like a Rayleigh and a Zoro type of character, where it's like, yeah, he's not immune to Shaki being attractive, but he's more or less a serious character. Like, he's not going to be like lost in the sauce because Shaki is there. No matter how beautiful they make Shaki, which, you know, having Rox and Whitebeard be like this in a non-serious setting, that's cool. But I'd imagine in a serious setting, they're not like winded like this, right? Like I feel like they can hold it down during an actual fight, right? Like how Lucci and not Lucci, was it Lucci? No, Law, Mihawk, they were immune to Boa at Marineford, right? Like, it was literally like emphasized that like they were able to resist the not temptation, but they weren't affected essentially.
Yeah.
In serious situations, right? Was it difficult? Maybe, sure. But yeah, that's kind of, you know, I like the reveal. I think Shaki makes a lot of sense. I like where we're going. I think a lot of people are like, dang, I think Oda's writing a love story then. And I was like, yeah, first arc called Romance Dawn, so I feel like that makes sense. So yeah, and I, you know, Oda gave us Shaki in an apron. What could I be complaining about?
Yeah,
you know?
and then the whole thing where Oda talked about his favorite pose a woman could do, and it's literally what Shaki's doing. So it's like, yeah, Oda, he's cooking it
What?
up.
Wait, when did Oda say that?
It was in an SBSer interview. I
Like
saw
recently?
it. No, it's an older one.
Oh, I missed this one.
people started bringing it up because of this chapter. Like the only other time somebody's done this is Nami, so she hit this pose before too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was saying. People thought I was crazy. I was like, nah, there's something about Shaki in this thing. Oda went extra hard in the sauce.
Because he knows, man.
Like,
He knows that this is the treasure. He always knew,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. Like, you know, people are saying this is out of nowhere, but the thing is, Oda's planned this for a minute, dude. Like, because he mentioned this in an SBS at one point too.
I even said that, I mean, Shaki was always lined up to be great. It was just a question of how great. And like the way she was at Sabaody, she had aura. She had the aura of like the right hand of the Pirate King, basically. You know what I mean? Like she was out here soloing pirates at Sabaody, all that stuff. And then in there, she mentioned she was a pirate who was chased by Garp. Now, we don't know what context she meant by that, because chasing now, knowing the allure she had, we didn't see Garp like interact with Shaki. We saw him chasing after, but was it chasing after like Roger was? Like Roger was also chasing after her, right? So like now we go back to Sabaody when she's selling that to Luffy, like, yeah, your grandfather was chasing after me 40 years ago, but she said I washed my hands of it. And it's like, damn, what kind of chasing was going on back then? You know, Oda set Shaki up for greatness. It's just like seeing how she mogged her own captain is kind of insane. You know, she was second or the right hand, and she was also the right hand to all the men in the world, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So what's funny too about the Shaki thing is that we don't. So okay, she's chasing after Rayleigh. She comes here. And that feels odd. So people are talking about the theory that maybe she is a mole for somebody. Because back when we got Sabaody, she talked about how, like, you know, intel is a weapon.
Yeah.
Information is a weapon. So, like, is there a chance that she's playing for another team here? Which I don't know how I feel about yet, because she gets captured by celestial dragons. So, like, if she was a mole for, like, the Marines, for example, that would be weird. Maybe she could be, like, a mole for the black market and she's selling intel at rocks. I think that could make sense, but even then, I don't know how that would fit in later. But also, like, when I think about, like, women in One Piece, the only woman that we're kind of missing the backstory of...
Tell us your thoughts on women in One Piece, Ssyv. I like
Kureha.
This.
If Shaki turned out to be this significant, I'm excited for, like, what Kureha is going to do. Because I was expecting Kureha in this flashback. But, no Kureha at all.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna admit it. My brain didn't. As far as the Shaki topic goes, my brain had not progressed past the visual. You know what I mean? Like, I hadn't entertained too many thoughts about, is she devious, double agent? I'm gonna be honest, there was a blind spot. The vision was blinded a little bit. So as far as like the mole idea, I hadn't thought about it, but as a momentary possible addition is maybe she's not a mole for like the Navy, but like if she liked Rayleigh, right, I could see some stupid ass annoying ass shit where she goes to Rayleigh and like Roger, and then like they don't let women on the crew or something. Like they just, are there any girls on Roger's crew? I don't think so, right?
The only one was
so
Toki.
They don't let. So then she's just like, okay, Rayleigh, you want to leave? And he's like, no, like I can't leave my captain. And then he gives her some ridiculous like, if you do this for us, then I'll leave. And she's like, okay. And they don't think like some insane feat that they don't think that she could possibly do. Like, if you can infiltrate rocks and tell us like something, then I'll join you. You know what I mean? So she might be a Roger pirate mole. I could see that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool,
I've
too.
seen those theories.
Like,
people are popping up with them, dude.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. I could imagine that. And then they're like, wait, she's actually going to go to there. And then they're like, is she going to be okay? Surely she'll be fine. And then there is that line. From Roger at God Valley. He said, I've been waiting a whole year for this, but we know this is 6 years prior to God Valley. So what happened a year before God Valley that Roger's talking about? Gooning to Shaki should be a daily, right? Like he doesn't need her to be, he's never had her. So couldn't possibly be that.
That line could be in reference to Shaki being kidnapped. Like maybe she got kidnapped a year prior to God Valley. So she's been a celestial dragon hostage for a whole year.
So he'd been waiting a whole year to
save her,
free her.
Yeah.
Damn, because then the memes are the dragon memes, Kuma memes. They now apply to Roger now. Too afraid to go to Meridra to save the most beautiful woman in the world. Damn, Emu's really rocks. Roger, nobody's saving their woman from Emu.
Yeah, or maybe they want to and they just don't know where she's at for sure. And that's why when Ginny like leaked the prizes and they realized Shaki was here, they're like, okay, now we gotta go. Like this is the perfect time.
They needed a little girl to tell them. They couldn't figure it out. Even though Roger has a torture. You'd think that he'd figure out where Shaki is. Do you think that that's the case? Like Shaki was kidnapped like for a year?
Yeah.
So then she probably has a kid?
I think that'll be interesting.
Because that's where I'm a little bit wonky at. Where if she did get kidnapped, then she has a kid. Like, I feel like that has to be the case.
Especially if she's been gone for 1 year exactly. That's like the perfect time to have a kid. Like, time frame.
Yeah. And I don't know, how old is Mihawk?
The Mihawk theories, he's 43, so it won't work.
It wouldn't be. He could still be her kid. We don't know.
like
Gloriosa was like
theory, so
maybe that's why she quit the crew, right? Like, this is 42 years ago. So, like, maybe she quit, and it's because she's on maternity leave. They couldn't have a boy. She wanted to spend time with her boy.
Outside of that, yeah, it would be interesting if she had like a Celestial Dragon Holy Knight kid out there somewhere. Could be like
Mihawk
Rayleigh's final fight. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Mihawk would be that perfect Celestial Dragon guy who gives Celestial Dragon vibes, but is not like with the Celestial Dragons, but is insanely cracked. Dude, the Mihawk theories. If Shaki was Mihawk's mom, damn, I said this backwards. I was gonna say earlier. I was gonna bring up on stream. I said, like, Shaki has a greater effect on guys than Boa does, and I was saying that, like, if you put if Boa was here, I don't see Rocks and Whitebeard affected like this, and like Mihawk can hold his composure in front of Boa, but I don't know if Mihawk can hold his composure in front of Shaki. And then I was like, even if Shaki's his mom, I think that he's hard-eyeing her right now, bro.
Possibly.
I think it's I think that's what it is, He also has the floral getup, so I think, let's solidify it. Mihawk is Shaki's kid. But he couldn't be Celestial Dragon because 43. So she has another kid. People are saying that Blackbeard could be her kid with Rocks.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Mihawk Shaki theories yet. Like, I don't know. I could see it, but it's not my favorite. I still just think Mihawk's a Celestial Dragon at this point.
Yeah. She is. Oh, you know what? She's stuck smiling here. Maybe this is a sign that this is Celestial Dragon influence, right? Koala couldn't stop smiling. Shaki's over here smiling. Maybe it's because she was beaten this way. She was hardened.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you mean that's crazy?
So we go down a little bit more, and we see that Marcus Mars is taking the spotlight. He is the one who's asking Herald to kill Roxy Xebec for admittance into the world government. Do you think King Herald will betray his friend?
No. I mean, this line is meaningless.
You don't think Herald's going to do it?
No, I think this line is meaningless.
Oh. In what sense?
Well, like, at the end of the day, right, Elbaf doesn't get into the world government, so we know that he doesn't kill Rocks. But if he did kill Rocks, then it wouldn't make sense that the Elbaf isn't in the world government. And it could be that, they slighted him, and then they are like, blah, 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 blah. Like, you need to do this also. But if they did that, where Herald kills one of his good friends for Elbaf's admission, and then they put it off, which is canon because Elbaf's still not in the world government, and there's still more contingencies, and they literally show up to try to conquer it, and they're wondering what Elbaf, Herald was doing in the first place, right? So the reality is I think the most it's that they're like, the warriors of Elbaf must kill Rocks, and then it doesn't happen. But God Valley happens, Rocks dies, and then Harold's like, well, he's dead now. Can I join now? And they're like, no, you didn't kill him. And I feel like that's just it. But at the end of the day, the world government, Elbaf's not in the world government, and they're still desperately trying to get into it, to the point that Herald like essentially put Elbaf on the path still post-mortem to get there, you know? So like yeah, I mean, I don't, not necessarily like it's meaningless in the sense of like will something come out of it? Yeah, but I don't know if it's like that big of a deal, right? Because like I feel like Harold won't do it anyways. Yeah, and then the world where he does do it, then it's like then he's even stupider of a character. Like, Harold kills rocks. He shows up. If Harold showed up to God Valley, killed rocks, like then that's insane. Like of all the God Valley, it didn't happen the way Sengoku said it. Harold showing up and killing rocks out of nowhere to claim this thing would be insane, not just for God Valley, but it would be insane for him because afterwards he's still not in the world government. And so it's like you just got. I talked about this earlier. I said that Harold is a silly Billy because why would the world government let him in when the giants are already joining the world government? They already have a squadron of giants. That's all they wanted out of you in the first place. So what good would joining the world government do, or letting Elbaf join, if you already are doing their work, you desperately want to, you are doing their PR, but then also you're this exact currency that they want from you, which is your strength and your soldiers, are already in the thing that they have a fleet of a unit of giants. Then why would they actually accept you? You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point of like when you're when you're trying to buy a car, you don't tell the salesman that you want that car because then you can't negotiate, right? Like that's how silly that part is, where it's like, you know, if Harold actually somehow killed rocks and could claim the credit, and then he doesn't get admission to Elbaf, or Elbaf gets admission into the world government, then he's just forever written off as the most desperate, thirsty ass. Like, because that's the other part of why I was saying that, like, the progression of the hairlessness that he has is real time showing us the bad timeline, like how Oda does good timeline, bad timeline. And we kind of talked about it too when Harold is first revealed. It was like silhouette, then we saw the portrait and it was like the bald scary guy, and then we see him and he has the luscious hair, and it's like, wait, why didn't he take the picture when he had the hair or whatever, when he looked like less scary? And I think what Oda's demonstrating through this life flashback is the progression of Harold going down the bad timeline that Oda draws, good timeline, bad timeline. He's looking like the bad timeline version, and it's simply like what Ida said. It's simply what Rox has been saying, like, yo, you're trusting the world government. That's the literal decision that put Harold on the bad timeline. Choosing his friends wisely and meaningfully would have made it Rox his friend, and I think the good timeline Harold would have came out of joining Rox, not trying to desperately hang on to whatever image that he thinks of, despite all the signs. Like, Yarul literally gave him the signs, like, yo, they're racist towards us. There's historical evidence. I have proof. And like, he didn't tell Harold to choose which direction, but I think that story kind of should coat everything. And then by this point, Harold continues to go down this path. After this point, after God Valley, we know for a fact that he continues to his death trying to cater to the world government. If that's not the bad timeline Harold, I don't know what is, but that's exactly why it's like, I don't expect him to kill Rox. I'd hope that he actually like sticks to his morality here and doesn't kill his friend. So
yeah, it's like you said. I don't think he's the one who kills Rox, but I wouldn't be shocked if he actually does try to fight Rox, or at least makes it to where Rox can't come back to the country.
Yeah, something like that.
Or we could hear like a little thing where like Rox and Harold have a spat, and there's like a constant there's constant infighting between the two of them. Or maybe even Harold is asking Rox to turn himself in. Like, hey, I don't want to kill you, but you should turn yourself in, brother.
Yeah, I think
that'd be interesting.
I think the main thing, like I said, when you look at Rox, and I was saying on stream that like Rox is slowly becoming one of my, not slowly, no, like I've always liked Rox, right? But like now that we're seeing him, I like him a lot more, a lot because of the dialogue. It's like very subtle, but like in the conversation with Harold, he's not pushy. He is pushy. Like, he wants him to join, but he's not like angry. He's listening to Harold's thing, and he's just like Harold is like explaining to him like, yeah, my vision is that the Marines are going to be able to serve justice with my giants coming behind them. And instead of Rocks being like, that's a terrible idea because you're bolstering the giants, he's like, he's like jokingly saying like, whoa, that's terrifying. Whoa, he's like gassing him up. He's like, he's not trying to be like, you're stupid he's not saying all that, but he does say like, bro, like, they're not good. But if you want to work with them, I'm not going to like I'm not gonna like insult you, like, and I feel like that is not that I'm saying that it's more natural, but like, if you were Dragon, and Dragon's mortal enemy is the world government, and so is Rocks, I think Dragon having a best friend say like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the Navy, I want to join the Navy, he wouldn't go the Luffy route. He wouldn't help Kobe join the Navy. Dragon would be antagonistic. He literally left the Navy, right? And stuff like that. So like, Rocks having this position is really interesting because he's like, it doesn't feel like he's in a rush. He doesn't want to pressure people. He just wants to, he said, I want to show you guys the peak of the world. And that's a very interesting line because I think what Rocks kind of wants out of Harold is not necessarily Harold to join him, but more so I like Rocks is like wants Harold to come around to seeing the world government as the villain, and he's not being forceful about it, which is kind of interesting. And so I think that Harold or Rocks will be happy one way or another if Harold's puts on the right path, because the other thing too is that Rocks parroted at least the element that like Gunko Emu told us, that like giants are the ones that are going to mold the future war, right? Rocks kind of knew that. And so like the approach that he took is interesting, right? Because like Kaido's like, yo, let's just take it by force. If it's that important, why wouldn't you, right? But it's almost like neither side, the world government nor the until now, but the world government nor Rocks like tried to force Elbaf one way or the other. Like now they're trying to force them, but it's not like forceful. They didn't siege them, right? That's like really interesting the how they went about it, right? Like if it's an ancient weapon, what does the world government do? They go there, they bust your call, they raise your entire island, or they come in, they frame your family, they put you to execution and try to get the blueprints, right? Like that's what an ancient weapon would do to you, right? So what would the key to the final war do? Elbaf? Wouldn't you take the same route? Why aren't you, if you don't if they're that crucial, then you could just execute, you could kill all of them, right? Couldn't you just do that? I mean, it seems like they could, based off of current day Elbaf, right? Besides Loki, but it is interesting. I like the Herald side of it, but the Gorosei, I mean, this line is whatever since we know what happens currently. But I do wonder when this flashback stops and when it connects back to the current timeline, because I feel like now is a good time if it's supposed to be a Herald flashback, a Herald-centric flashback. If it's a Herald-centric flashback, we shouldn't get the ending of God Valley. We should just get him reacting to the news. But this is essentially the idea of the ending of the Herald flashback, which is that when does Herald start like directly collaborating with the Holy Knights? Once that happens, and this is the closest that we've gotten in the flashback. All this time they've been not talking to him. He went to the Reverie, didn't even see them. But yet Sommers and Shamrocks, they talk about him like they saw him, personally almost. And the Gorosei are about to make their move, so feels like maybe we're gonna pop out of this flashback soon, but who knows?
Yeah, I still think we have some time to go. I feel like with how much time we spend with Rocks, I think we will get a little bit more of God Valley. We'll probably see them kidnap Shaki, is my guess as well, which that's going to be something, right? Like, how do they kidnap Shaki? Is it while Rox is at home? Inside agent? Does Harold sell Shaki out? Like, there's a couple of ways this could go.
Oh, I figured it out.
What's up?
Shaki, in this time before God Valley, Rox is like, hey, join our crew. And then Harold's like, no. And then this time he brings Shaki. It's like, Shaki's got a legendary bar. And then Harold falls in love with Shaki. And he's got hard eyes. And then Ida has a turning point. Because Estrid, it's arranged marriage. Fine, whatever. Like, let me in the castle.
Evil
but
Ida.
She's pure-blooded, ancient giant. Okay, I'm not an ancient giant. It's Elbaf way. I'll just stay on my bar over here. But here comes this little human with a bar. And now my baby daddy's falling for her. My guy, he doesn't even let me in the castle. But this girl stole his heart. That's what radicalizes Ida. Ida becomes the leaker, the leaky faucet. Ida is the one who hand gives Shaki to the world government. And that begins Ida's arc as Mosa, the shaggiest, the person who shags everyone in town because they're so done with Harold.
You know, it'd be kind of crazy if Ida was actually like a villain like that. Like, she took Shaki, and she's actually a Holy Knight current day. Yeah, and we get the reveal Ida's been a villain. Saint Ida,
Wait,
yeah.
Saint? I think that's probably is a saint, I feel like.
Saint
Ida sounds hella biblical, bro.
I just looked it up. I do not see anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Would be cool,
Someone
though.
who knows more Abrahamic stuff than us. Hit us with the Saint Ida. Saint Ida.
Yeah, hit us with the Ida lore.
Maybe Idaho. Oh, she becomes Idaho.
So, when it comes to Mars, do you think he's going to be like the Gorsa they focus on the most during this flashback in current day here in Elbaf? Or do you think it's just like they just picked him to say this and that's it?
What number is he again? 3?
Mars, I think he's 2.
2.
Yeah, I believe he's 2. I'll look it up. Yeah, but do you think we could see more Mars going forward?
Maybe, yeah. You know what'd be crazy? Maybe there's another Gorosei, right? The young Gorosei? Maybe he's not here?
What, Jupiter?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think Jupiter's one of them?
Well, maybe. The idea was that he got replaced or something. So maybe 50 years ago, at this God Valley, maybe there's a Gorosei that's not there.
Ooh.
And I mean, we just replaced one right now. Emu just killed Saturn, so like maybe this one got killed by Emu too.
Oh, damn. Dang. The wiki does not list the numbers, so I'd have to go back to the chapter. But yeah, I think he's either 2 or 3. Yeah.
What's the numbers?
Yeah.
What's Jupiter?
Jupiter's 1.
I
know that for sure because I use that to gas up Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter's number 1. So that's
maybe
why I know
that's he got that because he's the newest one. Maybe it's reverse. Saturn was the oldest one.
Yeah, that's what people say too.
Oh, what? Really? That's kind of weird. It's kind of silly.
You gotta imagine there's a lot of One Piece fans out there. A lot of theories have been like kind of spoken, theorized already.
Spoken into existence.
So yeah, I could see more Marcus Mars moving forward, possibly. I think it'd be interesting if he came current day, but I feel like the Gorosei should have their hands busy. But yeah, any final thoughts about the chapter?
On page, everyone's hands is busy, especially that right hand.
Oh my god. Yeah, but any final thoughts about this chapter? What do you think?
Some people said that after the chapter, we should call it post-nut clarity, which is thematic for the stream because it's the knock-up stream. But yeah, this chapter especially, definitely needed a break week. I'm excited to see what Oda does with Shaki. Any other thoughts? I am curious to you, does it feel like there's a chance Emu shows up in a similar capacity to Elbaf, but is to God Valley? Like,
I think that'd be cool.
Do you think that Emu intervenes?
I think it'd be nice if he did.
I've been holding a dude this entire time?
Oh my god. Yeah, we don't know Emu's gender. He, she, it. It's fine.
They?
But yeah, I think Emu could show up. Considering the fact that we know that Gunko was a Holy Knight at the time, or up there, then yeah, I could see Gunko being at God Valley. And if Emu wanted to, they could easily just stop by, right? I'm assuming possessing Gunko doesn't take a lot of energy out of him.
We pan back to Emu's coughing up blood. Like,
yeah, that'd be ridiculous. We go back to Marie's right. Emu's like, oh man, that took a lot out of me. I can't keep that up.
They have to hold a pose. Their fingers are onto their temples, piercing their skin. The veins are all popping. It's like the Hyuga eyes when they go there. And it's like
the veins popping. Yeah,
blood's coming down the eyes. Yo, that'd be insane.
That would look so bad for Emu. So hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, Emu could easily pop down to God Valley. Maybe they're the ones who kill Rocks in the end. Like, oh, you're never going to make it back to the flower room. Or something like that. And they just land the finishing blow.
Yeah.
Like, we could get something silly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind any of that, to be honest. But overall, I'm glad that Goon Valley is a thing now. I do like this route more so than Devil Fruits. Being the main motivating factor. I do like the treasure reveal. I think it just makes sense, right? And you know, like I do see this as like almost like an Eni's Lobby type of situation. Like one of your people gets kidnapped, you like her, you go pick her up. It's as simple as that. And then people are saying, oh, but you know, like Roxy, he died for her. It's like, yeah, but like you don't expect to die on a mission though. Like you expect to be successful. So it's like, yeah, like it's not like he willingly threw down his life and he knew he was going to die. No, he went there expecting to just get her back and like head out of there with her, the devil fruits, a bunch of treasure, celestial dragon tributes, etc. Like, yeah, you expect to come out on like out of this situation on top, which I
don't think Rox did, but
can't hate it.
That's separate. That's a separate thing.
Yeah.
I will say though, Sai, let's say Shaki's the jackpot, right? Like the Celestial Dragons are going to have her as the #1 prize. If you were a Celestial Dragon, would you want first place over the dragon fruit and the other things? Like, I feel like those are kind of cracked. I feel like if I got the rundown of the prizes, I've done that before at some like picnic festival. That tell me the #1 prize one time was a skateboard. And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with a skateboard? I wanted the second place prize. Second place prize was like a game. And I was like, hell yeah, let me go for the game. Why the hell do I want a skateboard? I think it was just literally just because like the brown parents was like, oh, the skateboard is more expensive. And I was like, yeah, but like I don't skateboard.
You could view it a couple of different ways. Like maybe not every celestial dragon wants a devil fruit. Maybe they don't like dragons. Maybe they already have a devil fruit and they want to give it to a slave instead. But they also don't have like
celestial dragons don't like dragons.
A girl that looks like this. Well, I mean, that's an Eastern dragon, right? Celestial dragons are based off Western dragons. With their hooves.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. They're racist.
Yeah, they could be a little bit racist towards those dragons. And then plus we know celestial dragons like the dragon that we saw back at Punk Hazard as well, which is a Western dragon. Kaido's an Eastern one, so, you know, you could say that.
You know what this is the B movie. Where the lady has an affair with her husband with the little bee, and she like abandons her husband. That's what this
the bee's
is.
Too good, man.
Yeah,
and that's
Shaki is
Shaki.
the bee, and she's the queen bee now because she's at the Hachinosu Beehive Island. She has all the buzz. The buzzing is around her. The pheromones, the smells. Yeah,
it's all there.
Yeah, she's the queen bee. This could have destroyed Stephen Paul's career right here. If they just added that line, they were like bees.
That would destroy Stephen Paul, dude. Don't tell Stephen Paul that this translates to beehive.
Oh, imagine the AI retcons it.
Dude, and then the AI also does Zoro with an R. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you, Par, for joining us again. And we'll catch you guys next time on the 50-50 and Kagura Bachi chat. which of course, Kagurabachi, that's going to be on Parvision's second channel, Parvision TV. Will we drop it this week or next week? We will see, though. Until then,
find out next time on the episode of
something.
Dragon